Pardon me, creating a new live broadcast. Please wait.
Oh, Lordy, nah. We're in here. We're in here. All right, dudes. Let's go. Welcome back. Well, well, well. Look who it is. Look who decided to join the party. Hey, can you guys be a little bit more respectful this time around, huh? Can we be a little bit more dignified? Could we just get a little bit more dignity in our lives here? Come on, man. We can do it. We can do it. We can be nice people. We can be nice, good little boys and girls. We're not going to throw a fit. We're not going to freak out. I'm not going to do what everybody thinks I'm going to do. No, man. We're not going to do that. All right. Let's do anything. Let's see what we got going on here. We are going to... I just thought, well, hell, this was another one that people voted for. And of course, they left me stranded. But it's fine. I was thinking, if you could only have one light, what would it be? Like what if you, for everything, for the rest of your time shooting, if you could only have one light, what would it be? And I think, you know, some person might say, well, you just get the biggest, baddest light. It's like, no, I don't think everybody would say that. I don't think everybody would say that. If you ask me what my favorite light is, and this will blow your mind because I talk a lot of shit about this company, but this is the one light, because, you know, I'm buying and selling lights and shit a lot. I think I go through lights like most of you go through cameras. I just swap those lights out. That's like a fucking twirl the whirl. But I think the one light that I missed the most, if there was one light that I missed the most, it would be the Aperture Nova 600C. That's the light I miss, man. I miss this light so much. Where is everybody? I think what is up? We don't have to try to be nice people because we are nice people who bring others the light. Fair enough. The bartender's in the house. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening to all. This is the one light that I wish I had this light. Again, because I used to have it. I used to own this light. And I wasn't like super pumped to get it. But then once I got it, I was like, damn, this light is nice. And you know what? There are a lot of varieties of this light. I had a lot of varieties of this light. I've used a lot of varieties of this light. And this one is like, I feel like it's the perfect sweet spot of all of them, you know, even up to the sky panels. Like I would choose this over a sky panel S60. I would. And I have. That's how much I love this light. And then I still sold it. But it's out of all the lights that I have bought and sold, this is the one light that I'm like, damn, I kind of do miss that light. And you know what? Dude, I got almost exactly this amount for it. So I did pretty good. I think I sold it for $1,600. And look, that's only $200 less. Brand new. That's wild to me. That light was on sale for super cheap last week. What super cheap? How cheap was it? The 600? Because it's got to be the 600. The 300? No bueno. I've used both. I don't like the 300. The 600 is the one to have, man. Yeah, you know what I like? I did a whole video on this light, actually. The color accuracy is so good. The color accuracy out of this light is one of the best. And I love this little ballast. It was really smart how they did this. This little ballast is like super cool and lightweight. And I know you guys love your apps, but this ballast is so good. And it just kind of like dangles down. I love that it can like be way down on the ground if you wanted it to be. I know a lot of lights do that, but this one is so cool because it's so tiny. And it was actually a really good little ballast. Yeah, that's a cool light, man. That was a good one. That's the one light where I'm like, should have I sold that? Should have I actually sold that though? I think about that every now and then. I have two of the, what's up, Jason Morbies? I have two of the Aperture Nova P3. Oh, so you bought two of the 300s. Yeah, I don't know. Those didn't impress me as much. I'm sure it's all the same shit, but I guess it was the output. The output didn't impress me. But once I got my hands on the 600s, I was like, damn, now we're talking. And what's cool too is you can actually take this whole diffusion panel off. You can take that off and get a lot more output out of it. That thing eats up a lot of light. That fuser panel, I don't know if you're supposed to use it like that, but if you're gonna bounce it anyways, who cares? You can slide that thing out of there and just shoot it at an ultra bounce and it just bounces back. That's another cool thing about those lights, man. Justin finally going back to his true love. I look a lot better this week. Thanks, dude. Yeah, dude, last week was stressful, eh? I'm glad we all got through that. I'm glad we all got through that together. The 600C kit was $17.85. Oh, for the whole kit. And this is just for the light. Well, look, I guess you guys bought them out because it's temporarily out of stock. Or is that because of the tariffs? I bought the 300s before the 600 came out. Oh, that happened to a lot of people. That happened to my buddy here too. Yeah, the 600 wasn't even a thing when he bought the 300. It's not that much cheaper. You might as well just get the 600. What the hell? That's not a big price gap, dude. What the hell? Cream Source Doppio Plus is super if you're willing to deal with the poor color fidelity. Yeah, bartender knows what's up. Bartender knows what's up. Yeah, dude, that was the video I'm talking about that I did. Cream Source versus Aperture. But I got a new Cream Source panel. It's powerful. Those, man. Okay, let's get into this because this is a thing. When you start, it's very difficult to do a tier list on lights, right? It's almost not fair because you could be like, I could do a tier list on just mono lights, LED mono Bowens mount lights. They'd be like, that would be a pretty stellar tier list. Or you could be like, I'm only doing a tier list on light mats or those panels, like anything, you know, it's like, there's so many different categories of lights. You could even do a whole tier list on tubes. Every fucking company, even there's companies out there I've never even heard of that make RGB tubes. And you're like, what the hell is going on? But the reality is, I feel like, man, what if you could just do everything with one light? Like, what if you got down to one light? And there's some guys out there doing it with those, the CRLS reflectors. You guys know what I'm talking about? I should have done a video on these. Do you guys know what I'm talking? Have you used these? These things are wild. When I'm on jobs that have like bigger budgets, I get a gaffer and I always get David Goodman from Goodman Grip and Light. I always use him as my gaffer. And he's got these now. He's got these. And man, they're cool. We had them a couple times. He busts them out. He's got, I don't know if his are this big, but his are big. His are big. I don't know if they're this big, but his are pretty big. But yeah, this is the way to go. But man, this whole kit, I think Godox made a kit of these. What I'm getting to here is if you start using these reflector kits, you could do everything with one light if it was powerful enough. Yeah, look, see, Godox makes them too. Damn, they're expensive too. Now, why is Godox selling theirs so high? You might as well just get the real ones. Am I crazy in thinking that? You might as well just get the real ones. Anyways, I was going to say, like, yeah, if you got really skilled at using the CRLS, you could get away, man, with one huge light. And this is, but not, you don't even, here's the thing, you don't even need this. You don't even need the CRLS. You wouldn't even need them. You could just have like your own little bounces, whatever you like to use, your own mirror boards, and you could do it. So I guess the real tier list for me is like, you know what I was saying earlier about how much I miss the Nova? I think all of us have that light, right? Like we all have that one light that we're like, man, this is my favorite light. And that's what this tier list should be. As long as it's under $2,000. It can't be over $2,000. We gotta keep it low. Because you can get a Nova 600C for under $2,000 and you could do a lot with this light. Like I just said, if you need a powerful light to make a book light, you can do it with a Nova. Pop that diffuser is so thick. Slide that out of there. I've done it. Blast it at the ultra bounce. Just blast it at the ultra bounce. You can do a lot of cool stuff with this light. But obviously it can't do everything. And that's going to be all the lights on this list. But it might be fun for us to make a tier list of your favorite lights. Go. Okay, let's see. Hey Justin, yo, Stuart Monroe. Thank you so much for last week. That was the funniest video I've seen in a long time. The comments about the cheesy cam had me in tears. Plus, thank you for not blocking me on Threads. Yeah, Stuart Monroe was trolling me on Threads, bro. He said I was going through a midlife crisis. I was like, God damn, bro. Let's see. It's a pine cone. Best lights are the ones I can afford on a Facebook marketplace. Yeah, I know. But you know what? That's why I also want you guys to stop buying lights. Like, I want people to stop buying lights. And I think that's all the more reason to really think about what is the one light that you just couldn't do any job without. That's the only light you should be taking with you from now on. So that might be hard if your favorite light is like the Astera bulb. You're like, damn, dude, well, I hope you got like 5 kits of those things. But you could do it. So you know what I mean? Obviously, it won't be totally fair because, you know, there's always those little lights that you just must have. But I think it's interesting to think like, damn, if you had to get away with one light, what would it be? I think a lot of people could do it. You can do a lot with one light once you start bouncing it around. How much more powerful is the new cream source you have, Justin? And what's the SSI compared to tungsten? Oh, my new cream source? It's, well, it's not new. I got it last year after I got burglarized. So, it's not super new. It does have some hours on it at this point. But it's clean, dude. It's clean. I can show you. I can open up the, oh, I didn't want to do that. I can open up the gaffer's cheat sheet. You guys, I got something cool coming out tomorrow on the YouTube, a long form video. It's a masterclass. I literally called it a masterclass because it feels like a masterclass. And it's all about like virtual location scouting. And I hope you guys like it, but maybe you won't. But hopefully you do. It's pretty intense. I did my best at breaking up the chapters. But I think my cream source is in here, dude. I think it's in here on this is my little geeky ass list I keep for all the lights I test. And they're all in here, dude. They're all in here. And we take a little look at this on the masterclass video coming out tomorrow. It's free. It's not like I'm pitching a paid thing. It's a video that's going to be live tomorrow. If you're subscribed to the channel, you'll get it. Let's see. Source. What the hell? Where is that light? Yeah, so this, believe it or not, guys, this is the one I have been using. The micro bender. And you know, the real reason why I sold the Nova is because it was too big. And I'm just trying to make a super small kit. At the time I was. Now I'm not really, I'm trying to stay in that mentality, but I've, you know, I don't know, it's hard, but like, so I was trying to keep my, you guys saw it, you probably saw the video where I got all my modifiers in like one thing. And then the one light I would take with me, well, the one main light, I guess the key light, was this little thing, the micro bender. But look, it's more powerful than the Nova. So I was like, well, damn, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad about selling it, you know, selling the Nova. And I basically swapped out my Nova for the Cream Source Micro, which is crazy when you think about it. But not when you start looking at the reality of what it is. Now, keep in mind that reading of the Nova was taken with the diffuser on. So I didn't pull the diffuser off. That would have probably been a little more fair. I will admit that. So maybe they were closer, you know, the reality is, and the sad thing is I didn't even think about this until after I sold the Nova. And then I really started thinking about it. I'm like, I should have taken that diffuser off and seen what it's really doing under there. But it's fine, man. That little micro light is so nice and small. The whole kit is in a little tiny case that's like a quarter of the size of the Nova's case. The Nova case was way too big. And I know you don't have to take it in the case, but if you want to rent it or something, you know, and I do rent my lights, and it's like, dude, you got to keep it rigged. You know, you got to keep it safe, man, for the rentals. But I don't know. That's the light I've been using, the Cream Source, to answer your question. But it is, man, it's powerful and it's clean. Tungsten to daylight, and it doesn't change levels in terms of output. You know, because most LED lights, they'll lose output when you jump to the tungsten realm. Not so much nowadays, but like a year ago, a lot of lights that were bicolor, if you put them to tungsten, they would lose like 20% output. This Cream Source does not do that. It's the same same output that you see there. What was it? 478 foot candles from 3 meters. It's insane, man. 478 foot candles. That's like 2 Nova 600s, right? That's insanely bright. And if you saw how tiny this thing is, it's like this, it's literally this big. It's like a 1 by 1. It's so small. So I'm just saying, because he asked what I was using as my main light. Believe it or not, that's the freaking light I'm using as my main light. And I've gotten, well, granted, I do have the FX6 too. So I know I have a little bit of a cheat code with having that dual native ISO of the FX6, but hey, man, you know, I don't know. Maybe that's another advantage of having, you know, a high sensitive camera like that, is to being able to like, well, now I don't need to carry those big ass lights anymore. I mean, that might be like a cop out. I understand that, right? But I'm just saying. Anyways, we got down a weird rabbit hole there. We haven't even started this yet. But it's, yeah, that's to answer all those questions, bartender. Hey, there was a time period like 2015 to 2020 where lighting was going through like renaissance of performance and pricing. Has it plateaued? Feels like innovation has slowed down a lot. Nah, I don't know if that's true. There's definitely still innovation. I mean, I think it was here on the live stream where we talked about the freaking the mattress lights, the air mattress lights. Like, those are really popular right now, and I feel like that's pretty innovative, you know? Like the one we had. Did I show you guys I have BTS of it, by the way. I can show you BTS. Did we? I feel like we did this one time. But maybe it was like for like a Patreon video or something. Let me try to find it right now though, because we were working with one that was huge. It was the biggest mattress light I've ever worked with ever. I'll just bring this over here so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So this is BTS of the music. I swear to God, we're gonna have a video on this come out. There's a dude here, Matt. He knows who he is. Matt Leal has had this footage for like 2 months. I'm like, dude, he's supposed to be editing. He owed me a favor, and he's supposed to be editing this BTS video for you guys, and he's just not putting it out. Okay, or he's not getting the edit done. It's fine. He's been busy. So this is what it is right here, dude. Look at this. This doesn't give the scope of what it is though. But you can see that if you see the width of it, like what it's covering, you know, it was basically like our room tone for this music video. I mean, to see one at that scope, oh shoot. Here we go again. Justin trying to run this dumb computer. To see the scope of that thing though, I mean, I've worked with them, but I've never worked with one this big. This thing was big. It's big. And it was really cool how they rigged it up on a pulley system for us so we could quickly like bring it down closer or pull, you know. I think honestly, I think the gaffer wanted to use this as like a key light more than anything. But we kind of pushed away from that because I just saw it more as like the ambience. I didn't see it like as like the full power coming from above. But, you know, on second thought, thinking about it now, maybe that would have been the move. But there were so many lights in this thing. There were a lot of lights on this music video. But you could see how massive this thing is. It was like basically just a freaking queen mattress in the sky that's just pumping out light. But it's the quality of the light that it's dropping down. It's like it just trickles down because it's so softened and ballooned out. You see that shit all the time on big movies. You see the BTS from Nope. You guys have seen the BTS from Nope, right? BTS of Nope. They have, I mean, tons of movies that are shot at nighttime do that yeah, there it is right there, on a much larger scale. Look how big that one is. Holy shit, they got 2 of them. That one's bigger than the house. Look at the house. This is real people down here. This looks fake. Doesn't this look fake almost? This looks so fake. But look, I'm pretty sure this is real. But that house looks so fake. That's crazy to me. This might be fake, guys. Am I tripping out right now? I have to be tripping out. That house looks insanely fake. But, I mean, I guess that makes sense. Maybe they built it for the movie. Anyways, but look how huge the mattress light is. That thing is ginormous, man. Wouldn't that be funny if this was a miniature? And those were just little tiny puck lights. Oh, shit. Anyways, let's see. I've been looking at that Godox Light Lemons LA600R. It's RGB for $900. The Godox one, Godox, yeah, man. I used to have the hookup, or not the hookup, but they used to, they used to send me products. Had a good thing going with them for a long time, and I don't know. I guess my mouth got the better of me probably one too many times. You know how it goes. Oh yeah, you're talking about this one, or no, the LA. What's the LA? I don't know what that is. Let me see if they have it on here. Is it like their air mat? Oh, this. Oh, it's an RGB mono light. Ah, you might as well wait to see what I'm going to drop next week. Because there is another company that actually still works with me. And they're not as cool as Godox, but they got their equivalent of this. And it's very surprising. It's very surprising. And you guys know I get super nerdy when I, test my lights and stuff. So yeah, I mean, this is interesting. It's cool to see that, like, now here's what I will say. Godox were like the first ones. I believe they were the first. No, that's not true. I think ProLight. I think there's this really high-end company called ProLight. They were the first ones to use RGB in a mono light like this. But Godox were like the lower budge ones that, I mean, they jumped on it before Aperture. Because it was like years ago they sent me it was called the SZ150R. It was just like this but black, and it was 150 watts. And it was like before anybody else had RGB in a mono light. It was so bizarre. But yeah, that's cool. I didn't know Godox was making this either, but it makes sense. I mean, everybody's jumping on the train. The downside with these is that usually these are much less output, obviously, than like a bicolor unit. That's why it will blow your mind when you see, uh-oh.
From the bartender.
Oh, the bartender.
Press 1.
The bartender, you're on.
Awesome. Hello, Justin.
What's good?
Very interesting. It's very interesting to talk to you.
Yeah, man, of course.
Very interesting. Okay, so let me just get right into it. There was a day that you made a video about, was it the director or cinematographer's favorite lights? And was a tungsten light from the 60. And I think you did a comparison on it, blah, blah, blah. I think that was my first proper introduction to tungsten lights. And so I went ahead and I bought me, went on eBay and I, looked for some. And I found a very interesting Lowell kit, 4 lights for $80. Each of those lights, there were 4 of them. 2 were spots, open face. I think 600 and 800 watts, and then the other 2 were more flood. One of my spots can do 600 foot candles at 10 feet, 3 meters, which is crazy. And that was $80. And so, I was always looking for cheap lights to kind of practice cinematography. And it was just crazy. It came in a whole case and everything. It has some accessories. It was crazy cheap on eBay. So, it's risky with a big asterisk, but it works. And that was all thanks to you because you made that video.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I love to hear it. I've actually, way back in the beginning of me doing these YouTube videos, these lights do make an appearance. I used to have that same kit, bro, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, thank you, man.
All right, brother. Thanks for calling in. Yeah, you guys know these Lowell kits. These Lowell kits are like, was it a little hard to hear him? It was a little hard for me to hear him. These Lowell kits are, if you couldn't hear him, I apologize. There's no way to control it. We were going to do it where we were going to play it through the computer, but if you were here when we first started doing the call-ins, that was a huge debacle. But usually it works okay with the phone, I don't know. You'll have to let me know how it was coming through. But anyways, this kit is like iconic, or at least it used to be. I definitely had this kit. Yeah, this is basically like 3 1Ks. This is basically like 3 1Ks in a box here. It's pretty nuts. But yeah, the downside is, I mean, these lights, man, I've had gels light on fire with these lights. These lights are so hot. And they're like very, very small, but they're no joke. You know, I mean, look, like, oh, these are the 100 watts. So this one's like, yeah, I don't, but they do come, like the kit I had wasn't all the same. There was a 1K in it. And I know because my buddy Justin Miles, he's the first one that had it. So then I was like, oh, I got to get a kit like that. And it comes with a 1K. And the 1K is like this big, but you like put it on the ground. It's got little barn doors like a quacker. And man, it's so powerful. And then it's got these little boom boom. It's basically like the original Airy kit. You know, this is popular too. Like if you're into tungsten, Airy has that old lighting kit that used to come in the huge gray case. Yeah, this thing, this shit's wild too, man. I don't think this is the real one though. But yeah, it's probably this one. Something like this, because like they're all, yeah, this is the one. They're all different wattage. Like they got a couple tweenies in there. And then I think this one's like a 600 watt or something. It's a whole kit. One of them's like a full on spot. Yeah, these are really, oh yeah, it's 650. And then that one's 300. And then these two are 150s. And then the other one is like a sun. It's an Airy light 750 plus. Yeah, dude, it's like a baby HMI. Yeah, this is the kit, man. But these lights are so hot. These were so popular. And really, like, these lights will cover you. I mean, but the way I like to think about it, I get inspiration from these old-ass lighting kits. I get inspiration from these old-ass kits because it makes me be like, okay, yeah, if this is like what all the little, like, documentaries were hauling around, you're like, okay, and like news guys, you know, but you don't have to make it look newsy. You know, if it ends up looking newsy, that's because you lit it wrong. It's not that you didn't use the right lights. You're just lighting it wrong. You know, it's a different look. You know, you just gotta be careful about that. Because you know, we've all ended up in that trap. If you're like chasing the sun, before you know it, the clouds move, and then you're like, "Ooh, it looks newsy!" All of a sudden, you're like, "Well, now the sun's coming in where we didn't want it coming in." Anyways, I digress. But these can be huge inspiration because, you know, these are all equivalents of what we have nowadays, right? We have 650 watt mono lights. We have little tweeny lights, but we don't have to use little hard lights anymore, but we could if we wanted to. We get little S60s. They have 300s, you know, and then this bad boy over here, it could be like something crazy, like your little baby cream source panel or something, you know? So that's what I'm saying. Like I use this as inspiration all the time, like looking at this shit and just looking at the reality of what like the power is of the lights. I know that like a wattage pole on a hot light is not the same as a wattage pole on an LED because these hot lights will all be insanely more bright. But at the same time, you know, it's fairly equivalent, I guess. You know, I mean, obviously it's not the same, but I think you guys know what I'm saying. Let's see. Yeah, I always get way behind, man. Yeah, anyways, yeah, the Godox is light flow. Yeah, that's crazy. Hi, Justin. Warm greetings from Indonesia. What's up? Bomandru's in the house. Reflective lighting is the future. I think so, man. Love Carlin in the background, crushing it. That's Nick Cage, bro. It does look like George Carlin, though, doesn't it? No, you know what that big head is from? They sent that to me. It was a promo they were doing for that Dream movie. There was a movie that Nick Cage did for A24 where he was dreaming or something. It was a wild movie. He was having nightmares and stuff. What the hell was the name of that movie? Anyways, they were doing a promo for it, sending out big heads. So that's his character from, damn, I have to look it up now. It's a good movie if you haven't seen it yet. It's one of those weird A24 movies. There he is, Nicolas Cage. I can't remember the name of it. Anyways, that's funny. It looks like George Carlin. I never thought about that, but it does. The Amaran lights are nice and affordable. Yeah, they're pretty affordable. They're not bad. I'm not a fan of the build quality of the Amarans, but I think you can get just as good quality out of a light that's a lot better built. I'll say that right off the bat because I got a couple of those Amarans, the little ones when they first came out, and I sent them back. And I have barely ever do that with the lights, like send them back that fast. I was not a fan of the build quality on those ones anyways, but that was a long time ago. That was like their first batch. This movie right here, Dream Scenario, dude. This movie's good though. If you have not seen this, I recommend. But yeah, so see, that's what he looks like. So they were sending out big heads of him. Let me see if they got a really better shot of yeah, this is a wild movie. So after my masterclass comes out tomorrow, I think what'll be fun for us to start doing, yeah, see him back there? I think it'll be fun for us to start doing is damn, none of these pictures are Nick Cage. It's like, dude, I thought Nick Cage was in this movie. Oh yeah, I forgot Michael Cera is in this. Yeah, he's really good in this too, and she's in this. She's really funny too. Kate Berlant. Dude, they don't have one shot of Nick Cage in here. What the hell is going on, dude? What a horrible way to promote your movie. It's like, where's all the... Oh, yeah, I forgot he was in this too. Tim Meadows. Shout out Tim Meadows, bro. Old school SNL, dude. Where the hell is he at? This is so nuts. They didn't put any pictures of him in here. That is the most weirdest thing. Where the hell is he at? There he is. Here he is. There he is. Yeah, see? That's funny. George Carlin. That's hilarious. I never thought that. That's so funny. Used cream source. Of course, bro. I bought mine. It was open box at Adorama or something. Did you hear about the FX8? Are you being serious right now? Are you being fucking serious right now, dude? Are you pulling with my heartstrings? The FX8? Oh, is this a prediction? Is this camera rumors? Why do they think it's going to be in the same body still, though? Why do they think camera specs leaked? They were leaked? No. 12K resolution in the little body? No, they're not going to do that. No, I don't know. Really? Is this a real thing? Oh my God, 4 times the resolution of the FX9? It doesn't have internal RAW. Like the FX6, it outputs full frame crop. Ugh. Dude, this is weird. I don't care about that camera. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. This is a joke. This is a joke I think this ad is a joke. Like I legit think this whole thing is a joke. Why would you even like, why would it be this camera with 12K all of a sudden? Who cares? Did they not just put out the FX2 and then the FX3A, like the FX3A, then the FX2? Nah, this is a joke. This can't be real. This cannot be real to me. It's like, if they put this out before they update the FX6, that is mind-blowing to me, dude. It's like, who the fuck is running the team over there? Wait, I just saw a crazy-ass shot of him. Look at this shit. He's got Freddy Krueger hands. That'll be me. That'll be me to Sony if they put out that horrible, stupid camera the way it is. I would understand if they were like putting that in the new FX6 body. Like that would make sense. But 12K in that little tiny body, who cares, man? It's like what I was saying last time. Who cares about that shit? Hot take, lights are dumb. Lights are dumb? Lights are dumb? How would you light? Like, are you saying you would only want to use natural light? Are you saying you only use natural light ever? Because that's the only way you could say lights are dumb with light, unless you're saying like you just hate hauling them around. Because that I will agree with. Yeah, I hate dragging them around. The whole reason I made that kit that I did that has no C-stands is because I fucking hate taking C-stands everywhere. I hate C-stands with a passion. I hate them. But you're like, dude, you have to have at least 4 or 5. Like you can't do anything without a C-stand. You have to have so many C-stands. And it's just like, oh God, dude, I hate them so much. So I get it. Like if that's what you mean when you say you hate lights, but you know that you still have to use them. Okay, then yeah, I guess that makes sense. I would love one of the new Aperture XT52s and a light bridge. Yes, light bridge. Now the light bridge I can get behind. I don't know what this other thing is that you speak of. Who said that? Steve Holt? What is an Aperture XT52? It sounds like a Fujifilm camera, dude. This thing? Well, we can't talk about this because it's just too expensive. I don't know. I said in the beginning, we can't go over $2,000, guys. This would be crazy. But that's something like this you just rent. Just rent this dumb shit. This is just what you rent. I would never buy this. I would never invest this much money in a light just because I'm not trying to be a gaffer. You know what I mean? Like, and that is the downside. That's another reason why after my garage got burglarized, I was like, dude, this was the universe sending me a message to stop gaffing for people. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I'm not a gaffer, dude. But it's like people just keep pulling you in because you got a van full of shit. And I was like kind of happy. I'm like, yeah, sell everything. So I'm just like, nah, dude, this doesn't look fun to me. If you bought one of these, all your friends would be calling you. I guess it would be cool if you could just rent it to them. Like, yeah, you want to rent it, but before you know it, once you buy this, you probably already got a van full of shit. So you're probably already doing a bunch of shit you don't want to do. It's like, dude, I don't like that, dude. I don't like having a full van full of shit. They just want you to do everything then. It's like, dude, I don't want to do everything. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to do everything. I just don't want to do everything. And it's like the jobs that think that one guy can do everything just because he has the van full of shit is just crazy to me. But that's what ends up happening. I don't know. That's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. You know, like you end up getting clients that just think that they don't need to hire people to help you with all this shit that you're bringing. And it's like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about right now, dude? Like, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I get it. I mean, yeah, this would be a great light to rent. I am with you on that one. That would be a great light to rent. I wouldn't buy it either. I was trying to say too, could do a lot with one big light. Yeah, 100%. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But no, like, I think it is, like, I don't know. I think it is good to invest in one badass light. You know, like, even though I just sat here and was like, sell everything basically. But no, like, be a little realistic. You know, I still have a kit. I'm always going to have a kit. Because, hey, there are jobs where you can easily show up and do everything on your own. There are easily those jobs. What are those jobs, guys? They're talking heads. And that's what I tell most people. I'm like, I'm only going to do everything if it's a talking head. But if it's anything beyond a talking head, like, and you know what I mean? Obviously, there comes like just normal B-roll. Like, that's a normal thing that you could do all by yourself. Like, go do a talking head, shoot some B-roll, and then bounce out of there. Anybody can do that by themselves. So don't get what I'm saying twisted, right? But what I mean is the bigger jobs, right? The stuff that involves like, what if it's a spot you go to and it's like, oh, we're actually doing 4 talking heads in 4 different locations. And then it's like, oh, really? I don't want to do that all by myself. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Or if it's a narrative thing. I have never signed up to do a narrative thing all by myself. That's not true. That's not true at all. I take that back. I've done plenty of narrative shit by myself and it sucks. And if it's a narrative thing and your job is like shooting and lighting and you're all by yourself and it's a narrative thing, that thing, I hope you're only shooting 1 page a day. Or like the most that I hope you're doing is 3 pages a day. Because anything more than 3 pages a day that you're lighting and shooting all by yourself and it's a narrative thing, there's no way that shit's gonna come out for any use of anywhere. Trust me, I speak from experience. You know what I mean? Like, narrative shit, like, you have to have at least someone else with you. You know what I'm saying? There's so much to wrap your mind around on narrative shoots. I think a lot of people discredit how, like, the reality is you need more crew on a narrative job than you do with any other type of job. And that's the craziest shit, because in my experience, it's the fucking opposite. It feels like the narrative jobs are the ones where like, oh, we don't need that. We don't need all that. We can do it all ourselves. Just because why? Just because this is your passion project? Like, that is so backwards to me. I'm like, this is your passion project. This should be the thing where you want to make sure every single position is filled. Doesn't that make sense? Like, if it's your thing, if it's your baby that you wrote for 5 years of your life and you invested 5 years of your life to write some bullshit, and then you're like, yeah, we can shoot this with like 3 people. It's like, what the fuck, dude? No, dude. No, it's like, that is such backwards way of thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like, anything that you're doing for you should be investing a lot of money into that to make sure, like, I'm going to get the thing that I want. If you're able to, obviously, you know, or you pull in favors or ask for favors or whatever it is. But you'd be surprised how many like little weird ass corporate shoots I go on, and it's like 12 people crew. And you're like, wow, this is just like a fucking couple talking heads and like, what? It's like nothing, you know? But then meanwhile, you get a phone call from someone that wants to shoot their fucking feature film that they wrote. And they're like, yeah, so like you and like, well, like, do you need anyone else? Like, do you do your own sound? And it's like, wait, did he just ask me if I do my own sound? You're like, what is happening right now? Literally, this is real life conversations that I've been dealing with for like since 2017, guys. It's real, man. It just blows my mind. It's like, it's just crazy to me. Anyways, I know that was a rabbit hole from hell. C-stands, combo stands are a pain. I know, but dude, I would rather carry around combo stands. I would much prefer a combo stand than a C-stand, because the C-stands is just, I don't know what it is, man. It's moving parts. They got the dumb arm. It's got the stupid feet. It's like they're long. That's the real reason why I don't like lugging around C-stands. They're long and awkward, and they're heavy AF. They're so heavy. And then you're like, damn, but we need like 10 of these things. And then you're like, fuck, I don't want all these C-stands. I would much rather have, but that you can't, they don't even do the same thing. Like, you know, like you got to have both. You have to have at least one combo in your kit. Like you just do. What's your thoughts on the newish Aperture Storm 80C? I didn't see it. I didn't really see it. I don't really, I don't know anything about this. I've never seen this before in my life. I've never seen this before in my life. I was like, this is off my radar. What's the deal? Why is all of Aperture shit temporarily out of stock? Did it all like, was everything on sale and they literally sold out the entire warehouse? Like what happened here? Oh, I see. This is an 80 watt RGB light. This is an 80 watt RGB light. I don't know. I don't think it's, I don't know if this would be a good investment. It's like, first of all, it's only pulling 80 watts, right? That's what the number is usually for. So it's only pulling 80 watts and yet it's RGB. I mean, how powerful can it be? You know, and this isn't like, it's not fair to only show specs with the reflector. Like we need to see the specs without the reflector because that's the reality of what the light is actually doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're only showing you what it can do with a reflector. You know, it's like, come on, dude. Like it's only 80 watts. It's and I know it's going to be low output because it's RGB, you know? This thing doesn't excite me. I don't like buying small lights. I just don't. I feel like, nah, to me, it's just not for me, it's not something I want to put my money into. You know what I'm saying? Especially $600, dude, no way. Nah, me personally, and I'm only saying this because somebody asked me. Nah, I'd pass on that, dude. I'd pass on that for sure. I wouldn't buy it either. Happens to all of us. I always insist that my crew comes with me. Most Aperture lights are now a rent. Yeah, 1200Ds. We always rent the 1200Ds. We always rent the 1200Ds. Yeah, Ranger 7 Studio says he's in the process of selling most of his lights too. Yeah, we should start the new revolution. The one light army. The one light army. Only one light. It's like, well, nah, you always got to have more than one though. I always say that. I'm like, yeah, my kit's so small. I only, you know, and then I had when you start really looking at it, you're like, wait, what's that tube? Oh, what's that over the little panel over there? You're like, God damn, dude, he's got like 6 lights. Because I'm always thinking of ways to like kind of like spruce up the background. If I'm on a set, most of my lights are doing something in the background. Like usually, like I won't ever really have like one. I'll only have like one light for the talent. And then like the rest of the lights and shit that's around is like for the background usually. So that's why I tend to carry around so many stupid little lights and stuff. Cause I'm like, you could, you know, and have different kinds that do different stuff, you know, like tubes, little baby spotlights, little bulbs. I love my Astera bulbs. I love the Astera bulbs so much. Yeah, C-stands are heavy. They're way too heavy. John Schweigart in the house. Guys, we have a legend. I don't know if he's still in here. John Schweigart, he shot my 2 first short films. Dude, killer. We talk about all the time. Wolf Game, You Have Arrived. He's in the house, guys. Some of you, if you've been around long enough, you saw the 4-part interview series that I did with John. If you're old school, Justin Phillip channel. LOL, I'm surprised I didn't see you at Cine Gear. Nah, I don't go to that stuff. I don't go to any public events where people might know me. If it has to do with camera stuff, I don't know. That's never excited me. And I know in film school, people are always doing that. Let's go to NAB. Let's go to Cine Gear. That doesn't sound fun to me. I don't know why. I'm just like, nah, I don't. If you saw me at one of those, but it's, I don't know, a gear trade show. I don't know. That's weird to me. 10 C-stands is like 200 pounds at least. No, it's an 80 watt Blair light. You sound like you have a gripe with them. With who? A gripe with who? Aperture? Nah. Well, I mean, let's be real. Who do I not have a gripe with? But yeah, I always have. I'm always going to find the things that I don't like about shit. You know what I mean? Like, I think, I don't know. I like that quality in people. If they're like, hey, can I tell you what's the reality of this thing? Like, you know, that's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear someone that, you know, got paid to talk about it, tell me all the beautiful things about it. I'm like, this guy's, yeah, I don't want to hear about that. Let's see. Ranger 7 says he's loving his Nanlite Pavo Slims, nice and small, powerful, and all I need for a multi-talking head. The Nanlite Pavo Slims, those are those light mat things they made. I'm still rocking the old school light gear light mat. Yeah, I saw these. Yeah, I still have my light mat too, but mine's old school. The old school light gear one, it's bicolor. Yeah, you have to have these work a lot. You always need one of these. Man, there was like a couple talking heads I went on, and this is all I had was my, not this one. I didn't use the Nanlite one. Mine's the more standard one, I guess you could say. Yeah, this is the one I have. I have one of these, but not RGB. Mine's bicolor. Mine's old school. But yeah, I've done plenty of talking heads with just that. And mine's like the whole gaffer kit, so it comes with all its own diffuser box and stuff. Yeah, you could easily get by with just one of those if you're just doing little talking heads. Easily. What I love about these, you can just shimmy these things anywhere. I love those things. Yeah, John in the house. Totally shape the scene and not focus on the character. It's the way. That's what I heard, right? That's what people say. Light the space, not the face. Yeah, that's hard to do though. That's really hard to do. Talk about John Schweigart. He is good at doing that. Guys, check out his stuff, man, if you don't know. Renting makes sense if you're getting paid gigs. Doing my own narrative stuff makes me want to own more. I get to practice and not worry about it. Yeah, I guess that's right. But no, like, I don't mean you rent it. I don't mean you rent the gear. You tell whoever's hiring you to rent that shit. Like, I've done that on the past two narrative things I did. I had them rent 1200Ds. I just told them, like, I think we're going to need these lights. And I two 1200Ds, and I tell them, make sure get the one that comes with the reflector kit. Make sure it comes with a stand, because I don't want them taking from my stands. I need my stands. So and that's what they do. Like, if you just tell them straight up, like, look, this is the light we need. It doesn't cost much. Well, not out here at least. Because look, if we went to ShareGood right now, it's so cheap. I think they got those 1200Ds. They got like 2 of them for like $100 or something. It's like, dude, that's so cheap, man. And then look, you don't have to deal with it. Then they have to, because 1200Ds are big. The friggin' reflector kit is big. It's like a huge drum. It's like carrying around a bass drum. And then you're like, it's like, you don't have to deal with it. You have them rent it. That's what I like. And that's my style nowadays, man. Like, oh, you want those lights? Here, this is what you need to do. Let's get these, and they'll do it. Because all you got to do is tell them is like, the shot that we are trying to do for your project, we're not going to be able to do it if we don't get these lights, and then they'll get it. It's nothing. It's $100. What do they care? They don't care. And then you never have to buy any big light ever again. Everybody you work with, just, as long as it's not like a corporate job. You obviously can't tell your corporate client that. But what corporate client job have you been on where they need a friggin' 1200D? I don't know. I have been on a couple actually, but it's the same thing. They actually did rent them. They actually did rent them then too. They will always rent, and then you never have to worry about it ever again. Cine gear was lame this year anyway. Felt mega dead. It did? I wonder what was going on. The fires? It was during the fires, wasn't it? Trade shows are fun, and you get to see all the new toys. Yeah, I get it. I mean, I get it. I know why people go, but I don't know. It's all the people for me, and especially now, I definitely would never go now, because I feel like now, like, half the people, would spit in my coffee or something. Oh, man. Amaran 300Cs are my go-to lights. The Amarans? John 2001. Dude, I love the sun for light, but I have 6 small 4x6 panels that I can use for anything and everything, especially interviews and action movies where I can hide lights in. You should have seen the 200-pound lights I had to find supports in the 60s. Dude, if you have pictures of those, John, send them to me so we can check them out on the dude, you should, John. If you have any BTS photos, dude, send them my way, like DM them or email them for any that you're okay for us sharing on the stream. That would be so rad to look at old BTS photos from the 60s, dude. That's rad, dude. But you have 6 4x6 panels? 4x6 panels. 6 of them, huh? Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. And what's cool about the panels, you can just hide them everywhere and anywhere. Yeah, I love my light gear light mat. I do. I would totally have more of them if I could afford it. But as you can see, these things are pretty pricey. And I got mine for dirt cheap. I got mine for so cheap because a dude, someone stole his catalytic converter. They stole his catalytic converter in the middle of the night. It happens all the time here in LA, by the way, all the time. And he just had to quickly, like, get his stuff fixed. And then he had all of his gear for sale. And I saw the light mat, and I'm telling you, I got it for dirt cheap, and I just ran straight there. I literally went straight there. It was that cheap because I knew it'd be gone. I knew it'd be gone. Yeah, these light mats are the way to go. I mean, again, it doesn't have to be light gear. Like the one guy said, he used the Nan light one. So they all make their own light mats, right? I know they're probably not called this. Yeah, it's hard to find. I forget what he called it. Oh, a Pavo Slim. Is that what it was called? Pavo Slim. Yeah. Anything like this is cool. Yeah. Hell yeah, John. Appreciate that, brother. Based on your last lighting video, it was on a movie. I got all aperture kit Nova P300, 600X, 600D, 300X, and F22C with 2 of the B7Cs and 1 MC. What do you think about my kit? Jesus, Xavier, you should just buy 2 huge aperture stickers, big aperture logos, and just slap them on the side of your van. You're basically an aperture man. You know, I mean, the cool thing about it is like at least you can run all of them like a real gaffer with the app or whatever, or man, better yet, if you had DMX, I mean, you know, but because you have all the same, you could easily just use their app. And that's kind of the best part about having all your lights be exactly the same. Just throw them all on the app. And that makes a lot of sense to me. But the reality is I'm just not a huge fan of some of their stuff, but it makes sense. I mean, hey dude, that's amazing that you're able to build that kit that fast. That's crazy, bro. What's he talking about? Because they work for my non-existent budget. That's what I mean as well. Okay. Yo, Ranger7 says he charges a rental fee to his clients if they want me to use my gear. It's like, well, yeah, of course. You always do that. And that's one of the reasons why you have the kit, right? Because you're like, yeah, man, I'm going to get a kit fee. Yeah, of course. You always get a kit fee. But what I'm saying is like, I don't want to do that with lights. You know what I mean? Like you just want to buy a bunch of lights, and then you're like, trust me, it's a dirty road to go down, man. Godox light lemons. Yeah, we were just talking about that. No reflector. 17. I don't speak in lux, bro. I don't speak in lux. I only speak in foot candles. Godox light lemons, bicolor, 25,500 lux, no reflector. Yeah, I only work in foot candles, my dude. Ranger7 says, I wonder if John has Intellitechs. Those are good. The Intellitechs, remember those? They were like Legos of lights. You could put all the little panels together. They were like fabric on one side. Yeah, these are really cool though. These are nice lights though. These are no joke. I heard some people like the Godox, No, I have not tried the Godox ones. The 600 by 4x4. What? You're talking about their big ass light? I think he's talking about the Godox. What's it called? 600 by? This thing. I mean, yeah. This would be badass. Now, this would be badass to put like above you. Like if you always had this above you and you had a really nice like silk for it. But again, just get the air light, dude. Just get the air light. Just get the air light. I don't know. I mean, unless you just want this as like a huge like waterfall of light, I guess it makes sense. But I don't know. This is an interesting one to me. I mean, I see its benefits, but I'm just like, I don't know if it would quite give me the look that I like. Like, I would rather, I know it like, look, if you're trying to save space and you have to save space, then yeah, I guess you would use this thing. But what I was about to say is that I think I would prefer to build a book light than use something like this if you were going to use your light like that. Like if this was supposed to be your key light or something, I would much rather build a book light any day of the week. Any day of the week. And you're not going to be able to build a book light with this thing. Not a real book light. So you're going to have to use this as like your main source. And I don't know. That's why I say like, what would you use this for? And then you're like, well, you would put it up in the sky. No, I wouldn't. Not me. I would do the air lights. From now on, dude, if anything's in the sky, it's going to be the air light. You know what I mean? And what I mean, like, obviously I'm not doing those kinds of jobs, but I'm saying like, even for like a talking head, because I love putting the light mat, I love boom arming the light mat over. I know you guys have seen that in my videos, boom arming the light mat over and just have like little bit of like little, I don't know, whatever, it can be room tone. If you tilt it right, it can be like a little rim light or whatever you want it to be. But now that they have all those like so many of the companies are ripping off the air light idea. Like, right? I know it's going to be hard, but look, yeah, Godox. Yeah, I put this on the thumbnail. Even Godox even has. Now, basically, I mean, this is literally kind of what I already have, like, but I can guarantee mine's way more powerful. So, like, to me, they got this idea from the Astera Titan with the light sock, right? Because I have the light sock that's old school. This is old school. So this is even, but they're saying that this is airsoft. So this one blows up, right? So, I mean, that is kind of cool. And now you could easily like put that overhead, you know, and it's going to be way lighter. It's going to be more lightweight than the Astera, because the Astera is heavy, right? And this is all air. If they did it right, right? It should be like super lightweight. This should be nothing. And that's the goal, you know, like especially for like safety and stuff. It's like, man, these air lights are the way to go when you're talking about like overhead lights. And I only bring that up because I used to always use these. Look, these are all air mat lights. Look, they got a big one. They got a big one on here. I wonder how big this is. Now, this would make more sense to me. But you know what's weird, guys? It looks like it's still on a weird frame. Oh, they're just showing you like if you wanted to, you could put it on a frame. You know, it'd be cooler to do though. If they made it right, you could put string on it and you could just hang it from a boom arm. It'd be pretty ghetto, but that's what you could do. You could just hang it from above. Yeah, it has hook and loop attachments. Yeah, you could just hang it from above. This is the way to go. I wonder how big this thing is. That's cheap, 259 bucks. It must be like super, but you know, you're not going to use this as you're not going to use it as your key light. We got no specs on this thing whatsoever. Like it doesn't even tell us the shape. Like it doesn't even tell us the measurements. No measurements on this thing. Like what if you got this thing and it was like this big? It's like 6 inches by 6 inches. Like how big is it supposed to be? I mean, it's 800. So what does that mean? Does it mean it's pulling 800 watts? That's pretty insane. That's insane for 259 bucks. Wow. I mean, if you had money to burn, this would be interesting just to see what this is. 800R. I'm really interested. Like, there's no real specs on this light at all. That's crazy to me. Oh, it's 4x4? This one is 4x4? That's big. That's a big one, though. Now that you could, if you were doing talking heads and you had this as the light that's above, dude, that would be killer, man. You know, it's not going to be your key light, but honestly, if you got this weird frame, you could also do it as your key light. And I bet you what's so cool about these lights is the quality of the light just kind of like trickles out of it. I don't know how to explain it. It reminds me of Arrival. Do you remember that movie Arrival? I swear they lit that thing with a bunch of like balloon lights. The way it was when she went up to the wall, it was so soft. Oh, that's not a light? Oh, that's not the price of the light? What do you mean? What do you mean? This isn't the light? It goes on the 600B? What's the point? What is the point of that? So you're saying that it's a panel that goes inside of this? This is just the diffuser? This is an I'm reading it now. It's an inflatable softbox. Boo. No, dude, no. No, I thought this was a real air light. Ah, dude. See, this is how guys like me get in trouble. Because, like, if I just had, like, a fucking if I just had, like, a credit card that was just, like, unlimited, I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm buying that. And then you get it, and I'm like, what the hell is this? That's because, like, I'm a moron and I don't read everything. It clearly says inflatable softbox. God damn it. Man, wow, dude. No, dude, no. Man, now, see, this is kind of a cop-out to me. This is a cop-out to me. It's like companies are doing this without the hardback. There's a way to do it without the hardback. They put the LED strips inside. Ah, yeah. Damn. That's lame. Oh, so it was the other thing was the same way. It's just an inflatable softbox. So it is. It's an inflatable light sock, I guess. Ah, man, they let me down again. See? Everybody's letting me down in life. Life is one huge disappointment, bro. Jesus Christ. Arrival was awesome. Yeah, it was, dude. I was going to show you how soft the light was on her when she walks up to the window. I mean, I'm sure you remember. We all remember, dude. We remember, dude. Oh, man, it's so good, dude. We remember. Yeah, dude, it's so good. Yeah, the lighting was insane in this movie. I loved it. We got to find some BTS of that shit. I bet you it's old enough. I bet you ASC has it now. Arrival BTS. Arrival movie BTS. It's probably been too long. Yeah, look. We could look at a YouTube video. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just a wall of light. It's literally a wall of light. Yeah, I remember now. I remember now. Yeah. See how soft that can do you? It's just one huge wall of light. And it'll look soft, baby. It'll be soft, baby soft, baby soft. Look at that. Wow. This was Bradford Young, right? Didn't Bradford? By the way, where did he go? Where did Bradford Young go? What happened to Bradford Young? Where did he go? What is he working on right now, dude? He disappeared for a minute, man. Let's see. He's probably, he's got 3 projects in development right now. 3 projects in development right now. Holy shit. Wow. And 1 in production. So he's basically working on 4 different movies right now. 3 of them are in development and 1 he's literally on set for. That's wild to me, dude. See, this is the thing too. I saw what they were saying, like, oh, no one cares about IMDb. No one cares about IMDb anymore. It's like, what are you dumb fucks talking about? Like, how do you think anybody knows what anybody is doing in the industry if it wasn't for IMDb? It's like, you dummies think no one uses IMDb. When I saw that shit, I'm like, God, they're so delusional, dude. They're so fucking delusional. Like, everybody and their mother is like, if you want to get work, IMDb is how most of the people that hire you find out about you. Like, let's be real here. Like, that's all I'm saying, guys. That's all I'm saying. Like, I mean, look, with one click of a button in 3 seconds, I found out that he's got 3 movies in development and 1 that he's currently working on, the new Thomas Crown Affair. You go over here, guess who's actually using the IMDb to get him his jobs? His fucking agent, the UTA, fucking Pete Francois, to be exact. Like, you don't think these guys are on IMDb all day long? All of his fucking reps and agents? It's like, dude, if you don't think IMDb matters and you're trying to be like a working cinematographer in Hollywood, you're fucking insane, dude. Like, I think people that don't understand what it is, they see it as like a glorified Facebook or something. They're like, oh, that's all ego. It's like, no, you dumb fucks. Like, this is literally where all the news comes from. Like, everything comes from IMDb. Like, all of our trade news is on IMDb because Amazon owns this fucking shit, dude. So it's more than just like, oh, you get to brag. It's not a bragging thing. It's like, it's literally it's like, this is the only way to get an inside look at how the industry is working. So if you don't care about IMDb, I guess you don't care about your industry, but I guess that makes sense if all you want to do is be like a full-time YouTuber. It's like, yeah, I guess. So like, if YouTube is your way to go, then I guess you're going to be stuck on YouTube forever. If you don't if you don't care about how the industry works, like how and this is the thing that always bugs me too about certain people, where it's like, you want to be part of an industry that you have no respect for, or an industry that you don't want to take the time to understand how it works, right? Like, and I don't know, maybe that's just how my brain works. I'm guilty of that. That's just how my brain works. I'm obsessed with knowing how shit works, right? So it's like IMDb is kind of like your inside look at what's going on. Like, you can monitor everybody on here. You can monitor jobs. You can monitor jobs that are in development. You can monitor jobs that are currently shooting right now. You can use this as a tool to figure out, to help your career, right? I mean, they taught us this. My last year of grad school, we had like a whole semester we spent on fucking IMDb. Like, that wouldn't be part of a grad program for fucking people wanting to work in the industry. You know, it's like, okay, but I'm the stupid one. I'm the crazy one, right? I'm the crazy one. Anyways, you all know what I'm talking about. I saw the comments. We all saw the comments, what people were saying. The weirdest ethereal light. You don't like it? You didn't like the way Arrival looked? Man, it looked so good to me, bro. Yeah, ethereal. I think that's a good thing though, right? Yeah, he thought it was great. Looks like an LED screen wall. Yeah, it totally did. It looked like a virtual wall. Hollywood Prison. I actually watched Arrival again recently. It's a great flick. IMDb is like your resume. They don't know what they're talking about. 100%, dude. Except you can fudge your resume and IMDb does a form of verification. Exactly, because the producers have to sign off on it. It's legit. It's legitimate. That's legitimate. Okay, I have a copy of one of the lights that I used, made in 1958. And if you broke the Fresnel lens with the company, would charge the lighting guy a bundle. Where do I send it? Yeah, cool, dude. John, I don't know if you have Instagram, or you can just email me. jp@justinfilm.com. Here it is right here. jp@justinfilm.com. Just email it over and we'll have a peek at it, dude. That's awesome. Man, I just love your style. The Borges. Has he placed any of the lights on the tier yet? No, we haven't really been doing that. We can do it though. We know what we're doing now. Everybody has mentioned their lights. Look, I really wanted to build. Like, I didn't really want to build it. But I said earlier, if I had one light, the one light that I regret selling is this Nova 600. This is the one light that I regret selling, dude. Wait, I already have a picture of it from earlier. So this is the one I'm going to put on the tier list. And honestly, guys, I think I'm going to put it, I think I am going to put it on the, I don't know. I wouldn't, look, here's the thing too. Like, how would you figure out which one is S tier? It would have to be just a super versatile light. And honestly, guys, I don't know. The Nova 600 is pretty versatile, especially if you pop out the diffusion on it. I don't know. I'm going to put it on S tier. Fuck it. I'm just going to put it on the S tier. Because to me, like, I think that is kind of, and keep in mind, it's less than $2,000. It's less than $2,000. What is those other little lights, you guys? Guys, remind me of the lights that you're saying, or I can like scroll back and try to find it. If you go to Apple Store, some of them have large screen walls. It basically looked like that with a screen in front. Yeah, it did. Why the hell is Justin ranting? Oh, because they were talking shit about how I'm stupid for thinking IMDb matters. Certain people were saying I was dumb for saying that IMDb matters. It's like, okay, I guess so. All right, that's cool, dude. I'm just a fucking idiot. But let's see. What was that light you guys mentioned? Drop that one more time. The Godox one. What was the Godox one? Let me try to find it. Okay, here it is. The Godox. Which one was it here? Which one are you looking at? Godox RGB or Godox Buy? Is that all I got to type in is buy? These little things? Hold up. What are these little things? This is what you're talking about? An S60? Or they make a bigger one? These 100s? I don't know. This is the thing too. Like when you're talking about one light, nah, not these. These guys won't be on the list. They're just not powerful. You can't give, if your only light is this, you're in trouble. That's kind of what I wanted the tier list to be. Like a light that you could do a lot of stuff with. I wish I could remember. Oh, I just saw John's thing. He says, I'm a fan of the Infinimats. They're the air mattresses, but have a lot of punch. Let's see. John 2000 says his cost $120 each. Best money spent ever. I have some BTS slides. I'll get them imported and sent to you. That'd be amazing, dude. I do a ton of talking heads. I love booklighting the Forza 720B. Okay, there's one. Now, hey, this is a good one. He's got a good point here. The Forza 720B, and hold up, I want to find the one that John Schweigart was talking about, the Infinimats. I don't know if oh yeah, these are it. Oh, these are Aperture. You have one of these, John? John has one of these? These are cool. Jesus Christ, what is this one? Why is this one $19,000? What is this? It's an 8x8. Oh, you can hook them all together. See, that's super smart. So what does it start at? Like a 1x2. Damn, these are not cheap. Well, then I hope they're good. Which one do you have, Schweigart? These are pretty cool, though. Interesting. Damn. All right. What size do you have, John? That's interesting, dude. Okay, let's see. Tim says he does book lighting into ultra balance with a T-bar with a magic cloth. I also have the Aperture Chimera for it. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Forza 720B is definitely a good one. I agree with that. That one, that's a really nice one to have on the list for sure. Why isn't my computer working now? Refresh this shit. It won't let me search for that. Why won't it let me search for that? What is going on, dude? Here, I want to put one of these on the list too, but why is all of Aperture's stuff out of stock? None of their stuff is in stock. Did something happen? Did they literally sell out everything in that sale? Did they literally sell out everything, or is something else going on? I mean, I know something is going on, but what is going on? You know, like that's crazy. But this one's cool to me. The 2x4 looks the coolest to me. I mean, obviously the 8x8 is badass, but I won't be driving that around for $18,000. Sky panel. Yeah. No, you can get a sky panel for under $2,000 nowadays. You can totally get a sky panel S60. You can get S60s for cheap nowadays. I don't know if you're going to get it on B&H, but yeah, no. I see these things all the time on Facebook, dude. Watch, we'll go to eBay right now. The sky panels are cheap right now. But honestly, they're so heavy, I would just get the Nova 600. Like, look, this is only $1,500, dude. I told you, these are cheap right now. But I wouldn't get this. To me, dude, just get the Nova 600. Because this shit right here is a pain in the ass. This huge thing on the back. Maybe that's why I love the Nova so much. After working with the sky panels and then using the Nova 600, you're like, ooh, yes. It was so refreshing having the little baby ballast that the Nova has versus this thing. This thing's a pain in the ass. And this light is way heavier too. It's too heavy. And it's not that much more powerful. It really isn't. It's not worth it, I don't think. I don't think it's worth it. I'd way rather have the Nova 600 than this any day of the week, dude. But let's put it on the list anyways. Who cares? Because it's still a light that like a lot of people would prefer to have just because of the name on it. They're like, nah, dude, it's got to be this. I'm not in that ballpark, dude. I'm just not. Like, because I've worked with so many of these lights and shit by now where I'm like, dude, I don't even care, dude. Like, and most of all the cheap ones that I've tested, it's like, dude, the technology is getting so good. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter. You don't need the very like best industry standard lights anymore. You just don't. The color has come so long and far. It's like, dude. But yeah, you know, a lot of people are still going to love these. I know a lot of DPs that only want fucking sky panels and what's the other one that's really popular? Light mats. They only want sky panels and light mats. Nothing else, dude. I mean, I feel like, oh God, I honestly don't even want to put it in the S tier. But I know like maybe because it's industry standard, it would go there. But God, dude, those two, I mean, this is what I mean. They're too equal, dude. And I don't even want to put it up there because it's just, if I had my choice between these two, it'd be this one. So I have to put it down. I have to put it down below because I already know that I would choose the Nova 6. It has to be the 600. Obviously, it has to be the 600. I would choose the Nova 600C over an Airy Sky Panel S60 any day of the week. Call me crazy, but they're such a pain in the ass to work with. Oh, he just sent it over, guys. Let's check it out, dude. Here we go, John Little. Oh, dude, he's got the big boy. Yeah, dude. Dude, no joke. We had these at LACC. Yeah, man. These are monsters. What is the wattage pull on these? Is this like a 3K, John? Look at that thing. Look at the little spigot. Look at the little spigot. These are old school, dude. These are the ones they hung from like Hollywood studios, the ceiling rafters. These are gnarly. That's crazy, dude. Are you still using those, John? Are you still using these crazy ass old lights, dude? You still got these in your kit, dude? Could you imagine showing up to do like a fucking talking head for State Farm and you got like you're wheeling these in on an old school dolly? That would be so funny, dude. Oh man. Yeah, tariffs probably. Yeah, I know. Probably tariffs. Tariffs probably. I passed up getting a Nova for 900. Ooh, a 600 for 900? That is crazy cheap. Yeah, you would have to buy. Oh, it's right here. I was trying to pull this up earlier. Yeah, I agree. Whoever mentioned the 720B. Now, this is a force to be reckoned with right here. This is a good light. If you're talking about only one light, it's a bummer that it's only bicolor, but it's so powerful it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter, dude. This 720 is so good. Yeah. I mean, now here's where it's going to get tricky because it's like, okay, if I have the Nanlite 720B and you could choose here, this is so dumb. If you could choose between the Nova 600C and the Nanlite 720B, I don't know. I guess this is where it gets weird. It boils down to what is the job? That's how it boils down. So I guess I got to put them both in the S tier because that's really what it boils down to. It's like, what is the job? Because reminding us that if you could only bring one light and you're like, oh man, it would really depend on what I'm trying to do. Like if I knew I needed the maximum amount of output, it would be obviously the mono light. But if output wasn't an issue, like if I'm not trying to battle a window, then Nova 600 every day of the week. 100%, dude. Oh, hell no. Who knows where they went to? I could not even begin to lift them anymore. Yeah, those things look heavy, dude. He wants a 720B too. Ranger 7 Studios said that's going to be his next light. Jesus, what's the light we used for Clark Gable? Oh, that's the light they used for Clark Gable. I think so, dude. More versatility in the 720. Yeah. Ooh, you think more versatility in the 720? What do you mean in terms of what you can do with the light? I guess if that's what you mean. If you mean what you can literally physically do with the light, then yeah, the 720B will have more versatility. But at the same time, you could also argue that the Nova 600C has more versatility because of just way more options and features. You know, you're not going to, you know, like for instance, you're pretty limited in color with the 720B, right? Whereas something like the Nova 600 is like full spectrum. Like you could have every gel known to man like at your fingertip. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I see things like that, I'm like, ooh, that's pretty versatile. And the fact that you can make it hard or soft, and I know you can also do that with the 720B. And obviously I know the 720B is going to give you more output, but as just a tool on its own, without any extra help, I do feel like the Nova 600C could get me further in the right scenarios. Maybe honestly in most scenarios, right? Because to make the 720B versatile, you have to start adding more kit to it. That's the only way you can make it versatile, right? Whereas the Nova kind of has some special things already built in, you know? So I guess it's just how you're looking at it when you say like what's more versatile. More versatile, yeah. A legit question. I never used those area lights. Are they so good? Yeah, the old school ones or the sky panels? The sky panels are badass. Or if you're talking about these really old ones, the ones that we had pulled up, these ones, this is just a classic kit I was talking about as like just a classic inspiration to build like your LED kit, right? Like if you look at how big like, but yeah, this was the old school standard. This old school light, man. I mean, there were days where I dreamed of owning one of these kits, or you'd be like, yeah, dude, I wish I had that kit, you know, but that didn't last very long because I think LEDs, like, so 2017 is when I really started going down the rabbit hole, 2017. And I feel like by then LEDs were definitely already out. Like the 120D, the 300D were already out. So shit like this was already getting phased out. But the reality was you could find these kits cheaper than like, the newest and latest and greatest, because this was like old school, you know? So this was kind of one of those like beginner kits, like back in the day, like super old school with like a lot of firepower. And look, I mean, it still isn't sold for very cheap, honestly, but look how much firepower that is. There's a lot of firepower sitting in that thing, but dude, it's hot. It is so hot. These lights are so hot. Speaking of which, I burnt my arm the other day on a friggin' light. I got burnt on a monolight. There's a light I'm reviewing, about to do a video on it probably in a couple weeks or something. But yeah, man, I was swapping modifiers on it, like right there at its Bowens mount, and I don't know how the hell it happened, but it just caught the inside of my elbow right there. Boy, it hurt bad. Boy, those things get super hot. That little outside part. I don't know how my elbow even brushed that. It must have been way below me or something. I don't even understand how that happened now. Yeah, these are killer lights though. Okay, so let's move on. I want to get a grab of those Infinimat things that he's using. Wait, did we grab that? Because I definitely want to throw that in, because that is cool. And you know what? I think a light like that. Now, I don't think this could be my only light, just because it's not quite the quality that I like to use. But I love these lights, not these particular. So when I'm talking about this air light here, I guess I should say like, I'm referring to all air lights, like these air mattress lights, right? Like, because I can't speak for these Infinimat things because I've never actually used the aperture ones. But the light mats that I have used, I'm just blown away by the quality of the light. So if they all essentially have the same quality of light, I know that's not fair to do on a tier list. Maybe I'll keep it in the B tier. I'm going to keep this aperture Infinimat in the B tier only because I'm not familiar with that particular product, that specific product. But man, I love the air mattress lights so much. I see your point. It really depends on the job and what you're comfortable with. What are the mount options for the Nova? The 720 can have Fresnel lens, barn doors, or Chimera and greater reflector. Yeah, I know. I get it. I know that. Obviously, it's like, yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, that's more shit you have to add. Like, it's not going to come with barn doors. It's not going to come with the projector mount, right? You're going to get the most versatility out of a projector mount. And that's basically like having two lights in one. if you have like a Bowens mount attachment, sorry, a projector mount attachment for the Bowens mount. But I know what you're saying. I mean, I know what you're saying, but I do think that something like the I mean, there's a reason why the sky panels became so popular. You know, there's still, you know, the sky panel 360s, the bigger, the huge ones, those are used constantly still. It's like those lights, it is a different kind of light. Whereas when you get something like a monolight, you're really just investing in the power, right? Obviously, like you're really investing in that power. And it's just not quite versatile of a light in terms of like something of like a sky panel or a nova. That's all I mean. The internal functions of the light, I guess, is what I'm trying to get to. Those were the only lights we could build up for the corporate work I did. We had 4 people to light, all behind desks, going back and forth, interviews for the hardware product on the desk. You use those old-ass lights for your corporate videos, dude? John 2000 is saying he used these lights for his corporate videos. I was making a joke. He was legit showing up to fucking State Farm or whoever he was shooting Talking Heads for with a van full of these lights, dude. That is wild to me. But yeah, I guess that makes sense. Like, what else would you do? These were your apertures. These were the apertures, dude. That would be so wild. Look at these little nubs. I don't even understand how you rig this thing. That's crazy. Okay, let's see. Yeah, see, Ranger 7 had that airy kit too. Everybody had that airy kit. I don't know. I'm going to say the sun is pretty S tier. Oh, damn. That's a good poll, dude. The sun, dude. Yes. Yeah, he's right, dude. We just need a nice image of the sun. Boiling hot image. Dude, that's so funny, man. Actually, I might use the one with the face on it. Dude, he's not even joking, man. That is so funny, bro. You are right. I do think, actually, whatever tier is above the S tier is where the sun goes, dude. That's so funny to me. He's not wrong, though. He's not wrong. That's hilarious. Yeah, and the reality is, for most outdoor shots, I feel like the day exterior shots, I feel like the day exterior shots are the shots that really separate the boys from the men. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can pull off a day exterior and still make it look sexy, it's like, damn, that is some talent right there. Because I do think that is one of the hardest things to do. And it really boils down to how good are you working with the sun. So I think you're right on that one, Trevor. The sun definitely has to be S tier. That's hilarious. By the way, I love your skate vid. I'm a skater myself and made the same relation, skate purge your sins. Yeah, I don't know. That idea, that just came to me as an idea for a video. Dude, I couldn't have gotten more lucky. I came up with the idea the morning of. I went and shot the whole thing that same afternoon and then came home and edited it. Like how that panned out for me I couldn't have wrote it better with a stunt double. You know what I mean? Like it just was like so, what is that, serendipity? Like it was crazy to me. I was like, I can't believe I busted my ass like that, but it was just so perfect. Everything was so perfect, dude. I need real firepower to punch through a 6x6 frame with magic cloth and 30-degree grid. Godox 600 by monolith is looking good. Okay, I'm glad you brought that up because this is actually exactly what my my big masterclass that comes out tomorrow is all about. So I'm glad you brought this up because we'll dissect this. Because I mean, I think the number one thing, and this is what I talk about in the masterclass video. It's a half hour long, so that's why I call it a masterclass. But it's free. It's just coming out on YouTube tomorrow morning. But what I'm saying is when we talk about like cutting a light with magic cloth, and you're talking about putting a 30-degree grid on there, the reality is what we forget about is like, well, first, we always forget about the inversion square law, right? So we forget about that. But then we forget like, damn, that magic cloth is going to cut 3 stops. Damn, that 8 crate grid is going to cut another quarter stop. And then you're going to probably have the light at least 5-6 meters away. So now you're only working with like, 20%, 40% of the output of the light. Like this is what I'm saying. Like these lights, this is where it fucks you up. And this is why I did a masterclass on it. Cause I want to, I feel like we forget all those things. It's like the reality is like if you are truly competing with the sun, you are screwed if you don't have the rental money for the big boy lights. You know what I'm saying? And that's really what the masterclass is all about. So I'm glad you brought this up with this guy right here. So let's check out this light, right? This is the Goda. I've never got my hands on this product, so I can't speak to any of the validity of these specs. You guys know how I am when I get the light, dude. I do all the specs myself, but we can just hope that these are correct. So this is what they're saying right here, unmodified. So I'm hoping that that means, like, obviously without a reflector, right? So what I always pay attention to, and this is what I was talking about earlier. See, this is one of those situations where the light is losing output as soon as it goes from 56 to 32. And this isn't even an RGB. Actually, RGB lights are better at keeping the same output because they're RGB, they're full spectrum. So they have more colors, more diodes, whatever you want to fucking call it. And they're able to keep the same amount of output no matter what color you put on it. That is one of the bonuses of an RGB light. Whereas a lot of these bicolor lights, but not the cream source. The cream source Bender, the one that I have, is bicolor only, and it is the same output from 2700 to 6500 or 8000 or whatever it goes to, same amount of output, and it's not RGB. So that's kind of cool. Now again, it's not a huge jump, but it is a little bit of a jump from 5600 to 3200K, right? Okay, so this is the first thing that I do. I got this thing called the Gaffer's cheat sheet. The Gaffer's cheat sheet. Yep. Okay. And I try to keep track of all the lights that I work with. So this is and I always hone in on 3 meters because 3 meters is where I test all of my lights at. It's like a really good starting point, right? 3 meters, a really good starting point for realistic lighting, right? As we'll just keep it at that. So 3 meters, 200. Oh no. I'm gonna look at the 5600 here, give it the benefit of the doubt. 3 meters, unmodified though. So this is interesting. So that means I'm gonna guess that means no reflector dish, right? 3 meters, 235 foot candles. Okay, great. So what can we compare that to? So I usually do try to also test it without the reflector. So that's why it says flood. That's basically that's what I call it. I just call it flood if the reflector isn't on there, right? Because as soon as you attach the reflector, now it goes from basically flood to wide. That's just how I refer to it in my brain. I don't know if that's correct, but it is what it is. So if we look at something like this, so this is bicolor only. Damn. Yeah, see, I usually don't even fuck with it without the reflector. So that's kind of but I'm sure we can find the specs on something like, I'm just trying to find something to compare it to that I've also worked with. But also it's fun just to compare and see like, okay, so here's one. So here's one. Oh, that's with the Fresnel. These are all with the Fresnel. Okay, this is a fun one to look at. So look at the Nanlux 1200B. The Nanlux 1200B, let me pull up a photo of it just so we can like kind of look at them together. Right, so the Nanlux 1200B is 2800 bones, okay? And then we have this one is only a 600B, okay? And it's saying that it's 235 foot candles from 3 meters. But look at this. The Nanlux 1200B at 56K with no reflector is only 488 foot candles. This light right here is only 488 foot candles without any of its reflectors on, right? So to put that in perspective for you, an Aperture 1200D with no reflector is 640 foot candles, right? So the 1200D is obviously, it is going to give you more output versus the 1200B Nanlux because, you know, one's daylight only and one's bicolor. But if we look at that and we say, wow, it's only 488 foot candles without its reflector versus this Godox thing. Which one is this now? 600 by. And this one is 235 foot candles without its reflector. Okay, so that's pretty good. You know, it's basically half. It's basically half of, and that makes sense, right? Because this thing is pulling 600. Okay, but here's the reality of it, right? So here's the reality of it. You have your, well, here's the thing. Here's what I hate about this, though. Why didn't they also give us the specs of when the reflector is on it, right? Because you're talking about punching it through a magic cloth. Well, if you're gonna punch any of these monolights through any sort of diffusion rag, you already know that you're gonna put the reflector on it, so you get more power out of it. The reflector is the magic of the monolight, right? We all know that. Like it's basically like a mirror. It's like an internal mirror that shoots it out, right? So it's like it's a bummer that they didn't give us the specs for when the freaking thing is attached. Like that's such a bummer, dude. Like why don't we have the specs for how powerful it is when the like look, hats off to them. Like I like that they I like that they're showing us like the reality of the light without a reflector, but we also need to know like what it is with the reflector so we know like what we're actually working with. Because yeah, most of us are going to be using it as, like he said, like he's going to blast it through a magic cloth, or, you know, me, I'm going to blast it at an ultra bounce, right? So that's kind of a bummer. We can't even really get to what I was wanting to get to, but I guess what's a fair thing to do here? Could we double it, I guess? So, because look here, it doesn't quite double it, right? So if we compare it to something like the 1200D, we know like, wow, look at this reflector. It's giving it 960 foot candles, you know, it's basically giving it like 300 more foot candles, right? So it's like, you're getting quite a bit out of it. But here's the thing too, like it's still not fair to do that, to like take that as a basis, because everybody is making their reflectors differently. Everyone's making them differently. Some are honestly, and this is going to sound crazy, but in my opinion and in my experience, some of these companies, some of these cheaper companies, that's how they're getting away with pushing so much output out of these lights, or like on paper getting so much output out of the lights, because the way they're designing the hyper reflectors, the dish, it's how they're designing the internal like mirror in the dish, right? Because for instance, look at the jump on the 1200B. Look at the jump on the 1200B with the same beam angle, a 45-degree dish. It goes from 488 foot candles to 1725 foot candles. Like that is a crazy bigger leap than what's going on with the 1200D, right? So you're like, what the hell is up with this? And it's the reflector. It's the reflector, right? That's what I mean. It's something, it's the way they're designed. Some companies are designing them better than others, right? So it is kind of a bummer that they don't show us what it is. Because look, the reality is you're like, okay, even if you went by aperture standard, right? Let's just say that the Godox reflector dishes are designed similarly as apertures, which they probably are, because it seems like they're all built in the same factory anyways. But if we wanted to pull up the, because I'm horrible at math, and plus I'm live here, so I want to like, you know, my mind can only absorb so much. So let's just say, well, 235, what should we just add should we just add like 200 foot candles to it? Should we just try to be fair and be like, okay, so it just like 435 foot candles? Do you think that'd be fair? But I feel like it added like 300. So it's like 235. It's possible that we could be getting 535 foot candles with a reflector dish. Possibly. Let me find another 600 guy here. That's with the Fresnel though. Here's the, see, I don't have, where's the aperture? Right here he is. Okay, so the aperture 600D gives you 790 foot candles. But again, I don't know what it was giving without the reflector dish. I'm just as bad as these companies, dude. Okay, so just for the sake of time and argument, let's just say like, okay, it's only going to give me 535 foot candles with the dish. Let's just say that, right? So then you want to put a magic cloth through it, right? And that's only at 3 meters. That is only at 3 meters. And then you want to put a magic cloth on it. So a magic cloth down here, 2.5 stops, right? So what happens is that light is going to come way down. Where'd my little calculator go, right? What happens is now what you have to do is you go, okay, 535 foot candles. And I cheat. I use this little app. It's called PCAM Pro. And I talk about it on the, I talk about it in the masterclass. I've talked about it before though. But what's cool about this thing, it's basically has an inverse square law calculator built in, right? So if we know at 3 meters, that the light is only 535 foot candles, whoops, I put in 565, 535 foot candles at 3 meters, then I pop over and I can change the distance from 3 meters to 6 meters. So now it's going to drop down to 133 foot candles because now it's 6 meters away, which probably makes more sense. I mean, in what world are you going to have a book light only like 3 meters away from someone? The actual light. But is that fair of me to do? I don't know. Okay, let's just say, okay, yeah, you're going to build a book light only 3 meters away. That's only 10 feet, guys. It's only 10 feet, but okay. If that's what you want to go with. So and we say, okay, 535 foot candles from 10 feet away, right? But now the magic cloth, as you'll notice, and this is me being very lenient, every company makes a different thickness of magic cloth, right? Modern Studios is 2.5 stops. And that's being very lenient because I think a lot of companies will do like 3 stops. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's only half a stop. But every stop is basically dividing your output in half. It's literally what it does every stop, right? So now you go 535, you got to divide that by 2. But honestly, you got to divide it by 4 because your magic cloth is cutting 2 stops, not just 1, right? For every stop, it divides your output in half. So really, if you're using a magic cloth, you got to divide that shit by 4 and bring it down to the reality of what it is. It's only 133 foot candles, and then he's going to put a grid cloth on it too. That's going to make it a quarter darker. Not a lot, but a quarter. So now you got to take a quarter off of that. What do you call it? Like 110 foot candles? That's all you got, dude. That's all you got to work with. And so something like that, yeah, let's hope you're only 3 meters away. Let's hope you're only 3 meters away. Did I lose everybody? Did everybody snooze out? I'm sure that got too nerdy. I'm sorry, guys. That got too nerdy for everybody. Anyways, that's kind of what we get into on the thing, because it's like, I think it's like what we all forget about that shit. Like, you're talking about modifiers and shit, dude. Like, man, you're losing output very, very fast. And the reality is, most lights are about 6 meters away, especially if you're talking about putting the light outside. So I know the light seems cool, but I'm going to put them on the B tier, that Godox B100 or whatever. God is Trevor's gaffer. Yeah, that's why he's on the S tier, bro. Or she. John's light reminds me of the old Mole Richardson carbon arc Fresnels. Yeah, it is kind of similar to that. He would put the F22 on the list as well. The Amaran F22. Let's see. He's talking about the Amaran F22. Amaran F22. Oh yeah, these are cool. These are cool. I like, this is the same as like my light mat, right? Like, and this is like those other things we're looking at, the IntelliTex. These are cool. Yeah, I mean, what do you say? The F22, the X or the C? I don't think you need this as RGB. I don't think it's worth it to get these in RGB. That's just me. I just don't care that much. I don't know. I think bicolor is fine with these, but I don't know. Maybe RGB is cool. I feel like RGB is the standard now. Like, it's almost crazy not to do it. And then honestly, your color accuracy is going to be better because it's full spectrum. You know, I mean, hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully it's full spectrum. I mean, that's the reality of it, right? To get better, you get way better colors out of a RGB light usually. But yeah, we can throw this one in here, but I don't know where, honestly. I mean, honestly, they're very cool. Yeah, I think these are B tier lights too. Boy, I don't know. I might put these in the A tier. I feel like I'm going to put the light mats in the A tier. And look, that goes for any light mat, right? Any light mat, yeah, that's A tier all day of the week. That and the Aperture 600C, they're all over. Yeah, the Aperture 600C, people like those. I don't use too many of those. There's a light that I'm reviewing right now that is a 650 watt RGB light. So, I mean, I understand the versatility of them. I don't know. For me, a light like this, yeah, I guess you could put it on the A tier because it's RGB. So it's definitely going to go further for me than I don't know if it would go further for me than that bicolor 600 light though. It's wild that I put the light mat above those other lights, huh? Is it fair of me to put the light mat above this 600 bicolor light? I'm not like super pumped about that light. And the same with this RGB light. I don't know. For me, like, I feel like, I don't know, that seems fucked up though. It seems fucked up that these big ass model lights are underneath that light mat. That's weird, isn't it? I guess I can swap it. But now we're obviously building a tier list out of power, right? Like this is now like a tier list for like output. And that wasn't really the goal. You know what I mean? Like, I was trying to build a tier list for versatility. You know what fucked it up? They had us put the sun on here. The sun fucked up our tier list, man. Because then you had to make it make sense. You're like, why is the sun on there? You're like, goddamn, now I got to make it make sense. But it's too late, and I don't know how to delete them. So yeah, now it's obviously a tier list out of power. I hate that so much, though. So now what I have to do, I have to put these things in order of their versatility. So it would realistically go like this. It would go sun, Nanlite 720, then the Nova. Then this one, you know what I mean? That's what I mean. Like the order of it would go from left to right. Anyways, holy shit, we're getting way too stupid. That was back in 1969, brother. We were filming products for a major computer company and they had plenty of power and plenty of electricity. I did 30 films and not sure where they went. Wow, dude. Dude, John 2000, the real deal, guys. Give it up for John 2000. I would put the, okay, let's see. Serendipitous. Yeah, I know. I wish I would have read more books. Let's see. Holy shit, let's see. After hearing John's story about using those lights for corporate jobs, I'm now convinced he sounds like Humphrey Bogart. Dude, we got to have John call in one night when he's ready. We don't want to push him. When he's ready, though, we'll have John 2001 call in, dude, so we can hear what our executive producer sounds like. He's our EP of the streams. That's hilarious, bro. These prices so high, I might use my house floodlight for key lighting. Yeah. I mean, honestly, again, talking about the sun, get yourself some magic cloths. Get yourself some magic cloths, dude, 100%. 100%. The prices are very high nowadays. Nah, man, the sun could be A tier depending on the country you live in. Ooh, Louis Philippe has a good point. Yeah, see, I'm blinded by that LA sun. It's a gift and a curse. Yeah, I guess if you're in England, this might be way down here. If you're in England, it might be, hey, we all saw Adolescence. If you're in England, it might be way down here, bro. Or no, they were in Australia, weren't they? I've been doing that a lot lately. I've been mixing up Australia, and that's not fair. People are going to call me a xenophobe because I don't know the difference between Australians and Brits. Fuck my life. Yeah, dude, the sun. I guess that's a good point, dude. This is LA. This is LA tier list, bro. That's hilarious. Some Tom Cruise style. You are your stuntman. I'm my own stuntman, bro. Hell yeah. I started messing with negative light in my exterior versus fighting it with diffusion. Yes, dude, 100%, Jason Morbies, 100%. That is the key. That's what you need. Wall o neg is what I call it. A wall of negative fill. That's what you need, guys. A wall of neg. Nope, no Bogart here. I did not make enough money back in those days. No, he's talking about how your dialect is. Especially when he's probably sitting there smoking a cigar. Especially when they're ACLAW, love the cream sources, bro. A lot of people are cheating with their reflectors. Yeah, 100%. The reflectors are the key. They're the key to the output. Man, what a gold time of information. Props to Justin Phillips. Yeah, dude. And I hope you guys check out the workshop tomorrow when it drops, dude. You'll see it. It's called Virtual Scout. And it's a pre-production masterclass. You'll see it if you got your notifications on. Drops tomorrow. I don't know. I'll probably put it out like 8 a.m. or something. I haven't decided yet. They're all cheating for the most part, even Aperture. I don't know if I'd call the reflectors cheating. I don't know if that's fair to call it cheating, because it is what it is. It's like it's pushing out more output. It's almost like a hack, I guess, if you want to call that cheating, but I don't know. We're getting into semantics now, but I know what you're saying. Because here's where it can screw you over. If you're a dude that loves using those domes, or if you love using the chimera, what's it called? Because I used to have it. It was like a big balloon. You know what I'm talking about? It's like a China ball, and they make them that go on. I used to have one for my 720 that I used to have, the China ball things. And yeah, if you are the person that uses those lights without the reflector, yeah, you could end up in a pickle real fast, because you're losing a lot of output as soon as you pop those reflectors off. A lot of output. And that's why I say, to me, that's why something like the Nova 600 is more versatile than some of these mono lights, right? That's just, but again, a lot of it is the internal features as well. And the colors. The colors were so good off that Nova 600. I did a video on it, guys. You have to go watch it. It's like cream source versus Aperture. Old, weird video. But it's nerdy lighting thing. And the colors are so good right out of yeah, I was really blown away by the color accuracy of that Nova 600. The $619 Godox Buy 600 with reflector at 3 meters is 1,830 foot candles. No way. No, it's not. I don't believe that for a minute. He's saying a 600. He's saying that a 600. Where did my little sheet go? Damn, look at all of our shit. What did I do with that Gaffer's cheat sheet? It's gone now, dude. Damn, man. Hold on, let me find it real quick. Gaffer's cheat sheet. Here, I found it. So this is what this is what he's saying. Where'd you go? Eon Snarfus. Okay, bro. Let me show you why I don't believe that, dude. I just don't believe that. Because he's saying that a 600 watt light with its reflector at 3 meters is 1,830 foot candles. Bro, not even the 1200D is anywhere near. You're telling me that a Godox bicolor 600 watt light is twice the output of a 1200D? No, dude, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. I already know that's bullshit. I call bullshit, right? No way, dude. No, that's a false spec, dude. There's no way that's real. There's no way that's real. It just is. It's physically not possible. Gaffer and Gear measured 1,393 foot candles at 5,600 with the reflector. On what? On what? The Godox 600? Well, then there's shenanigans either going on with his meter or there's shenanigans going on with the reflector. But I don't understand how they can make a reflector that gives you twice what a 1200 is giving you out of a 600 watt RGB light. It just seems like physically impossible. Like, I don't even understand the physics behind that. There is something weird going on with his meter, or that reflector needs to win a fucking award because that's insane. They should just start selling that reflector. If it makes that light that powerful, they need to start selling those reflectors. And if it's a standard Bowens mount, we'll get some amazing output out of a 200 watt light. I'm just going to say that right now. That is insane to me. They all fudge the numbers. This is why I want a light meter. Yeah, exactly. But make sure you get one that's good enough that actually shows you foot candles and lux. Not all light meters are that advanced to show you foot candles and lux. Or you just get the color meter and skip all the bullshit. The color meter shows you everything. Well, it doesn't show you f-stops, but it's not for that, right? But it will show you the true output of the light. Let's see. You gave me a good idea. I'm going to measure all my light at different distances. Yeah, dude, 100%. You have to know what you're working with. And that's the whole point of the workshop. It's like you have to know the reality of the lights that you're getting. And I do the workshop with 1200s. And you'll see, it's a virtual workshop, but you'll see like, damn, the 1200s, when you're competing with sun, the key here is when you're competing with the sun. And in our scenario, it's a backlit window, right? It's a backlit window. Anyways, Trevor says, I'm just surprised Justin can do math. I can't. What do you mean I can't? I can't do math. I had to use a freaking calculator. What are you talking about? That's hilarious though. He can do pop shovets and light math. Well, the Godox 2x4 Knoll LED looks enticing. Yeah, you're talking about, oh, there's a Godox one of these? Godox made one of those too. So let's see, the aperture is $8.99, or the Amaran is $8.99. The Godox, what was it? The 2x4 Knolled? 2x4 Knolled. Let's see. Yeah, these are cool. These remind me of the Intellitek's. These are expensive. When the hell did Godox get so expensive? Jesus criminy, these are expensive. All right, let's see what sizes they got. They got a 4x4. He likes the 2x4. 2x4 is cool for overhead, huh? Yeah, 2x4 is cool for overhead. Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. 4x4 would be wild though. Just have a wall of light. I don't know. I already kind of shit talked it last one we were looking at, but yeah, I mean it's basically the same shit. But look, this is expensive. How much is the 2x4? $1,000. God damn, dude. All right, if I don't know. I already have one light mat on there. We're kind of just going by like the kind of light it is. But I don't know. Fuck it. We'll put it on there, but I don't like it. I don't like this. I don't like the price tag. I don't like the price tag, bro. Is that how much the other one was? Oh no, it definitely was not, because the other one was Amaran. Damn, Godox shit is more expensive than Amaran now. I don't know, dude. I've been in a box when it comes to these lights. Because honestly, guys, I kind of phased out over the lights. Damn, it is. But this is small, though. This is only 2x2. Oh, the other one was 2x4. It's still smaller. I do like the size of it, though. It's a cool size. It's a cool size. 2x4 for a light mat is cool for, like, overhead shit. Damn, is it going to let me put it in? Nope, it went into Safari. I got it. Oh, I forgot. I have a real mouse sitting right next to me. I keep forgetting that I have it. I guess I'm going to put all those on the same things. I don't really care. I mean, they're cool, but like in terms of the brand, because mine is a Lightyear light mat. I don't care about the brand so much, but it's like, but I just put them both on there because I mentioned them. Yes, the GVM 600 might be my next light. Yeah, dude. So the GVMs, that's what I've been reviewing. I'll show you guys what I've been reviewing, and it is very impressive. And they've come a long ways because, you know, I've reviewed quite a few of their lights, dude. So this is the one I'm reviewing right now, the 650C. This light is here. We'll give you a sneak peek on the live stream. This light is very impressive, guys. And keep in mind, right? I have tested their bicolor unit. That was 650B. just earlier this year, I tested their 300C. The 300C I was not that impressed by because the accuracy was very wonky, right? Do you guys remember that light? I feel like it pushed magenta like at every color. But this one, man, this one, the color has improved so much. And speaking of hyperreflectors, yeah, the hyperreflector is nice on this one too. You get crazy amount of output on this one. But there are some downsides to this light, as can be expected. You know, GVM, they're kind of like, they're the new kid. You know what I mean? They're the new kid. So that they have some downsides as they would. But yeah, I mean, this light's $1,600 though. So how much was the Godox one? What was the, what does Godox has like a 600 something. Did they have a C? I could have swore we just looked at it, right? Oh God, I hate the way B&H is set up. Maybe I'm just horrible at searching for shit. I just wish you could put in Godox 600 and it would, like, I imagine Google will let you do it. Like, Google's smarter than their search bar. Let's see, Godox 600. Like, don't they have like, yeah, here it is right here. Oh, it's only a bicolor. Oh, here it is, the R. Damn, it's way more expensive. But yeah, just look at, it's so much better built though. You know what I mean? Like, look at this thing. It's like a cannon, dude. So I guess Godox, I mean, and look though, the reality is Godox started out like these GVM guys. Where'd the GVM go? Godox started out like this. Not even this cool. Not even this cool when Godox started out, right? But you know what I'm saying. And now they've grown to this. So everybody gets better, you know what I mean? But this light is way more expensive. Interesting. I have the Godox 2x2 bicolor and he loves it. Yeah, Apprentice, those things look nice. You talking about these things? The light matte thing? Where the hell did it go? That thing right there? Are we sticking under 2K? Yeah, I know. Oh, did we already drop one in here that was too much? Yeah, we should stick under 2K. This one is definitely over. But this one's not. And it's 650 watts. No, just wait for the review though. Wait for the review. But it is very impressive light, 100%. Very impressive light. I blame the sun. S for the sun tier. Yeah, that's why it's in there. They fucked us. Sun tracker app and some diffusion and mirrors are good. No, 100%. 100%. 100%. But not when you're inside. Not when you're indoors. You're saying that you're going to light. I'm talking about an interior set, right? With a backlit window where the sun is coming in the backlit window. It's like worst case scenario, right? I don't think you're gonna be able to get by just with reflectors in that scenario because you're inside, right? You're gonna have to get, I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be done, but you need a lot of reflectors and you need to be a ninja with the CRLS. I guess you could do it, but holy shit. Did you guys ever see the soundbite of Roger Deakins talking about the CRLS? Maybe it's not a soundbite. Maybe it was just on his website, but he was basically just saying like, why not just use lights? Like, why not just use lights? Like he didn't really understand. Like, and I'm kind of on the same, like, it's like, God, that's a lot of like shenanigans, you got to rig all those reflectors just so right. If you're literally talking about just using those and no lights whatsoever. I don't even shoot, but this is fun. Yo, Kai watch. He doesn't even shoot and he's in the house, bro. Crazy, dude. Okay, I'm getting behind. I just got jumped here. Let's see. Good night. Good night, DeBorges. I can't stand GVM. I've been with them since no one knew who they were. I tested that light. The lower the output, the farther out it is. I also don't like their business practices. Yeah. I mean, I've reviewed a couple of their lights. What are you saying? The lower the output, the farther out it is. That's every light known to man. That's literally what we were talking about, the inverse square law. Or what do you mean? Obviously, it's going to get lower output the further you put it away, dude. That's how it works, dude. Can you recommend an inexpensive compact pocket travel light that will take FP batteries for doing impromptu exterior interviews on sunny days? Dude, I don't know of any pocket light that can be powered with a Sony FP battery for impromptu exterior interviews on a sunny day. Dude, you're going to need something like what I have. I'm going to show you what you could do, but it ain't going to be cheap. It's the little thing I have, the Cream Source Micro. If you're talking about you want to get newsy, because you're talking about newsy, if you're out there with light panels in the sun, you're going to get newsy. This thing is powerful. Again, this is like 500 foot candles from 3 meters. This thing is powerful and it's handheld. It's not Sony MPF batteries, but it's a V mount or gold mount, whichever you want. The gold mount plate just goes on the back. Yeah, but you can get like I did. I got the whole gaffer kit. It comes in a little hard case like this big, heavy as shit, but it's everything's inside of it. The dome, the diffusers, everything. That's realistically what you would need. I don't know of any little panel light that could battle the sun that is powered by a Sony MPF battery, brother. Robert Machado in the house. What about an 18K? Yeah, we got to keep it under 2K though, bro. We're trying to keep our budget under 2K. Our son is our 18K, bro. That's why our son's on here, Machado. Let's see. We stepped down the sun. As far as modifiers go, I love my 7-foot Godox umbrella. Yeah, yeah, I use that too, dude. It sucks though because most cob lights are dropping the umbrella holder. It's a budget book light without a C-stand. What do you mean they're dropping the umbrella? That's why did you see the video I did on I use an offset arm. If you use an offset arm, you get just a little cheap little umbrella holder. You put that on the offset arm on the part that's hanging off of the stand. And then your big light goes on the stand, you know, on the spigot that the offset arm is attached to. So here's your offset arm. Big light goes here. Put all the weight over the stand with your big light. On the offset arm is the little umbrella holder. Boom. No big deal. But I know it sucks that the lights don't have the umbrella holder, but I don't really care because when you're using a big ass umbrella and you're really trying to bounce into it, you need it to be offset. You know, you need it kind of a little bit further away, especially like the umbrella that I have. It's so big, you know, the little arm is kind of weak on it. It could like snap. Yeah, it's that 600, but I don't know what degree the reflector dish is. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's using some crazy reflector dish. Well, now that I've aged myself, I'm not ashamed. I'm 75 years old. Photography and still remembering my movie techniques keeps my mind sharp. Peace and great night to everyone. Hell yeah, John. You're the man, dude. You're the man, brother. Nold is their pro brand. Yeah, I see that. God damn. They're not messing around with that shit. We'll just keep it on here for a minute while I get caught up. Let's see. He can't stand GVM. Yeah. I mean the Delta UV get farther out. Oh. Okay, interesting. Now that you brought that up, I guess I'm gonna have to test that too. I got it all saved. That's another thing I love about the color meter. You just hit the memory button and it just stores PDFs for you. And you can pull everything up at once. It's fucking awesome, dude. So yeah, I'll check that out then since you brought that up. Didn't someone suggest the Godox? Yeah, that's what it was. That's the one I was trying to remember. What did he say? What is it called? The Godox. Wait, where did it go now? Godox Lightmans? Why do they have so many names for their shit? They make like 3 different kinds of lights. Like they're all named like this one, the Lightmons. They have the Lightmons. And is this like their Amaran? Lightmons is the Amaran of Godox. Why the hell is it white? Like why is it white? Seriously, like why is it white? I don't understand that. Did they think the Stormtrooper was that cool? They're like, we got to make our lights white. Let's see. 600 watts. You know, the only thing of like, look, like, man, I get it. It's like the budget friendly version, right? But it's like, I just don't like it when everything is on the light. I don't like it when and I know, like, I get it. They have an app. I hope it's a really good app because, you know, and yeah, I can recall the Godox app. It was pretty good, but still, I just hate it when the controls are all on the light like this. It's just a pain in the ass. You know, it just is. But I get it. It's budget, right? It's their budget option. It's 600 watts. I get it. You know, you need the output for a cheap price. I get it, man. I get it. I don't shame you. But it's just I've worked with so many of those lights that have the controls like that. It's just a pain in the ass. I'm going to put this on the C tier just because, like, I hate the way the controls are. Thanks. V-mount would work. As I live in LA and I'm a brokey, I bought a newer 300 watt and I'm interested in buying the Lightbank inflatable Bowens light modifiers. Yeah, dude, as long as it's a real Bowens mount, you can put everything on it. That's why I was saying, if that crazy company that they were talking about earlier, if their reflector dish is actually giving their light that much power, they literally need to sell those reflector dishes. Just sell them, dude. Just sell the reflector because people will buy them. Because they're basically saying those specs are that insane. They're saying that they can make a 600 watt light equal to a 1200D with the reflector on. That's gnarly to me. Like, it doesn't even make sense in my brain, dude. I would be selling just the reflectors on their own. But they don't want to do that either because then they're like, oh, Machado said lol Toda. Yeah, dude. Those were talked about in the beginning, bro. Someone called in about those. I was saying, yeah, dude, we all had those in the beginning. We all had these lights, bro. We all had them, dude. Everybody had these lights. These are powerful lights, but goddamn, dude, I feel like I could have burnt down some houses with these lights. Like seriously, if you're not careful with these things, like you will burn some shit down with those mofos. Tungsten, baby. Harry H is old school. He's all into tungsten. I get it, dude. Tungsten lights are cool. You could do the Roger Deakins thing where he builds the little ring light. I get it, dude. 1200D used is under $2,000. You can't get it though. Like, why is all their stuff sold out? Why is all their stuff sold out? He said it was the tariffs. 1200D. Yeah, see, it's discontinued. It's discontinued. Now look, it's because they're going the X. They're going the way of the X, baby. Wow, and they must be coming out with a new one. They got that new one dropping soon. They must have, or maybe do they have like something that's $1,500 or something? Like that's crazy to me. $89 on Amazon. Wow. I've been meaning to do a video on the Toto, probably one of the cheapest lights you can buy. Yeah, Machado, you should. You should do an old school video on these things. Oh my God, dude, you should do it like all like video camera-y. You know, that's like a big trend right now. You know, like film it like super old school, like make it look old school. That would be fun. Maybe just as an intro, you know, like film a little cool intro for it. Yeah, dude, because these lights are gnarly, dude. Oh, dude, I don't miss these things. I hate hot lights. I hate hot lights with a passion. I just do. They're so warm. I hate how hot they make everything. Like everything around them just, it's like, oh, it's hot in here now. I hate it. I hate it so much, bro. I don't miss these hot lights at all. Not for a single second. Not for a single second, dude. If you, man, I'm in the world now where I'm like, if we're going to use this shit, let's just use the lights in your house, dude. Like, dude, just bring every lamp you own into the room. Let's just fucking make something happen, dude. I would rather do that than use this old ass shit, dude. I hate it so much. It'll be just like going into every room and ripping the lamps out. Oh, we need this in the other room. All right, give me a bed sheet over here. I should do a video like that. I should do a video where I just show up to a house and we just start bringing every light from every other room, grabbing curtains down off the window. Oh man, that would be funny ass video, dude. Just destroying the house. All practical lighting. Oh man. The Lightmans are not as great, not very accurate. Yes, it's a 300C ripoff. Yeah, I can see that. That's why we put it. We didn't even, oh, did I put on the list? Yeah, I see. Oh man. Yeah, I bet you do love them. He said he's from Vegas. We built different. Yeah, you guys love the heat. You're not built different. You're just little lizards, dude. You love the heat. Dude, Arizona or yeah, Vegas. I'm thinking of Arizona. Vegas is almost as hot as Arizona though. Arizona's pretty brutal. But yeah, Vegas, dude. Oh, I bet dude, it's gotta be. I wouldn't want to be there right now, dude. It's so brutal over there. The heat is something. Yeah, so you're used to it. You're like, oh, dude, you could have 20 of these things and it would do nothing for you. You'd be like, you wouldn't even know they were on. Meanwhile, I'm in the corner just dying. I hate the hot heat, dude. I can't do it. Oh, man, that's hilarious. What about the new 80D by Aperture? What you talking about? 80D by Aperture? Why do you want to buy a little tiny light like that? An Aperture 80D. Ah, let me Google it. Aperture 80D? Let me try to find it. Damn, we're at the 2-hour mark. Oh, we were talking about the other version of these. I don't know, dude. I mean, look how expensive these are. I don't understand. I get it. Like if you're trying to make like a mini spotlight out of this, but then you got to get the spotlight mount. That's why the other ones are cooler. Oh, I had those pulled too before we even started. That's why I like the old school ones. But I'm sure the new ones have it too. But remember these little guys? Remember those little guys? What are those called? The 60X? Those are like the first ones, right? Those are the ones Aperture made. But remember they had like a whole kit that came with it and you could put it on it? Like that's the only reason why these smaller lights make sense to me, right? If you're going to use it as like a little Leco light or something. Because otherwise I'm like, what are the point of these? Like, I don't even, like, if these don't have the spotlight mount, I don't even want these. But I guess it's the same as like a tweenie, right? It's like the little tweenies back in the day, right? With that Airy kit we were looking at. Yeah, the little tweenies. I guess that's what's the equivalent of those nowadays. And yeah, I guess there's a space for them. But in my opinion, like, I don't know. I'd rather just use a tube. The tube is going to, I don't know, it probably won't be as powerful. Obviously, it won't be as powerful, but it's going to give you a nice quality of light, like right out of the box. This you're going to have to monkey with and toy with it. It's like, man, just put a projector mount on that bitch, dude. I don't want that light, dude. Give me a tube. Give me something I could do something with it. What's the chart for? Are we looking for the brightest lights for under $2,000? Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be brightest. They fucked it up with the sun. They put the sun in there. It wasn't supposed to be the brightest, but that's what it turned into. I wanted it. My dream is that it would be the most versatile lights, right? And that's how it started with having the Nova up here with the 720, because it was like, well, I wanted to be the most versatile lights. But then someone like fucked it up. They're like, I thought it was so funny. So I'm like, yeah, put the sun in there. But then it's like, now it's yeah, like you said, now it's clearly a list of output, which sucks. I hate that it became an output thing. It's supposed to be more like most versatile light. Like I was trying to figure out like, if you could only have one light, what would it be? Oh, that's probably why he said the sun, because a lot of guys are saying like they only need the sun. And that's cool. That is true for day exterior. If you're doing day exteriors, that is all you're going to probably have. But I don't know. I was just trying to think of like, I guess the whole idea came because I missed the Nova 600 so much. That was like the one light that I regret selling. I'm like, dude, the Nova 600 was like, it's like the one light that I'm like, damn, you know what? That light was like a really nice light, you know? One bag of lighting gear, one bag of oven mitts, and burn salve, F hot lights. Yes, dude, I know, dude. Yo, Robert Machado said that that ADC is a ripper, man. He says it's a ripper. He loves this light. That's why they're out of stock. All of his Vegas boys bought them out. They're ripping it up over there at the ADCs. You like these little lights, huh? All right. Well, I mean, yeah. Now it's just become a mix of versatility versus like output. You know, that's kind of the way this tier list turned into. But I mean, if Machado's vouching for it, I don't want to put it any higher than the C tier though. It's just so small. But it's not fair that this guy's up there. But these little ones are badass. Do you think that these new little ones are as good as the originals? I don't know. The build quality doesn't look as good to me, dude. But you had them. You used them. I see a lot of people using Forza 60. Forza 60? The Forza 60? Yeah, with the spotlight mount though. That's what I was saying. Yeah, any of those lights. Any of those 60 mount lights. Okay, they're pretty versatile. We'll put the Aperture one up there. I mean, they're probably equal. They're both made by Aperture. He said, where are you putting the tubes? Well, it depends. What tube you getting, my man? You getting a Titan tube? Shit, we rolling with the big boys over here now. Yeah, dude, the Titan tube. But look, dude, that's half your budget. I hate it. I hate that they haven't come down in price yet. And the app is so archaic. I hate these are my favorite though. The Titan tubes are my favorite, but it's just like, dude, I feel like you can get the same stuff with like, well, certainly with Quasar. Is Quasar even still around? Man, I miss the Quasar ones. The Quasar ones are super powerful too, but they don't have the cool rainbows on here. Yeah, they are on here. Yeah, the rainbows are cool. Damn, they're even more expensive. Holy shit. Oh, that's an 8-foot. An 8-foot tube? What the fuck? No, we don't want 8-foot tube. Yeah, see, so the 4-foot is cheaper. Yeah, double rainbows. These are badass. The double rainbows. These are cool. Now, look, you're not gonna be doing no. I mean, look, if you're doing some like really low key lighting, but look how powerful this is, guys. But again, this is only 1 meter. This is only 1 meter. Okay, this isn't super fair, but this is powerful for a tube light. That is insane. 117 foot candles. That's 10,000 Kelvin. Why the hell did they take it at 10,000? Here's one at 1750. Okay, 85 foot candles. So it's in the middle between 117 and 80. Pretty good light, dude. I mean, that's high output for a tube. But look, I don't even think it's fair. We can't put tube lights on this. We fucked this tier list up so much. But look, I mean, you got to put tubes on here. If I was going to buy tubes, these are the tubes I would get. These are no joke. I love the Quasar tubes. I love them more than the Asteras. The Asteras are a pain in the ass to work with. But the Asteras are nice, though. But these are pretty badass. I'm going to put these on the C tier. I fucked it up again. I think any tube light, because you can only do so much with a tube. I remember there was a guy that came to my house to buy something, and he was buying something, man, and he was talking about lights. And I go, ooh, because I was selling all my Nan Light Pavo tubes, the old ones, the Mark 1s. I was like, ooh, I got a cool light for you, man. I'm trying to like upsell them. I'm like a car salesman with my fucking gear, dude. I'm like, just hold on, bro. I'll go get it. So I run back. I come out with that's probably why I got robbed. I took everyone right to my fucking house. That's so stupid, dude. But anyways, like I was like, oh, here you go. And he held the tube light and he was looking at it and he was like, what am I going to do with this? I was like, what? I was just blown away. I had never had anyone respond to a tube light like that. Like usually when people see the tubes, they're like, wow, so cool. This guy could not be more unimpressed. I was like, oh, they're pretty versatile little lights. You can do a lot with tube lights. I'm trying to sell them. So I'm like, they basically replaced the Kino Flows. Remember the Kino Flows? He could care two shits less, dude. It was so funny. But that was the first time where I was like, yeah, I guess the tubes aren't that cool, are they? Because he was probably thinking about like, yo, I need to light something up. And the tubes just aren't going to do that for you, you know? It's pretty funny, man. Dude, throw the 60X away. Well, what do I do with it? I don't know how to delete this stuff. I don't know how to get rid of it once it's in. Fine, we'll put it down the D tier. That's hilarious. He said throw it away. You get more of the 60X than the 80C. Oh, we got a war going on. It's back in. Blackmagic 6K full frame, this again. Blackmagic 6K full frame versus the Lumix S1 Mark II. Aren't they the same? Guys, aren't those the same freaking cameras, basically? Lumix S1 Mark II. Wait, what am I thinking of? Oh, this thing. Oh, this is a new release. So now this is the hot new item, huh? This is the hot new ticket item, eh? I don't know. I guess it depends what you need to do. Look, this is a cool camera, right? We're not going to get down this rabbit hole again. But, I mean, what are you filming, dude? What do you got to do? What do you have to shoot? Right? Those are two very different cameras. So he's talking about the Lumix S1 II, or he's talking about the friggin' old school, what was he even saying? Blackmagic 6K full frame? Dude, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Blackmagic 6K full frame. Oh, this camera, bro. This camera, bro. Ah. No, dude. Well, if it was me and you were like, Justin, you can have one of these, I'm going to take the Lumix all day of the week, dude. Dude, I don't want nothing to do with this thing. That's just me though, right? But the reality is, like, look, the reality is like, what do you need to do? Are you want to get into the narrative world and you're like, I'm going to be Robert Rodriguez? I feel like this can't, but see, that's not even fair of me to say anymore. See, I got caught up in that rabbit hole too, thinking like, this is going to give me a true, organic image. This is digital negative film and all this bullshit. I don't know if I believe the hype anymore, dude. I don't know if I believe the hype anymore. I was down a Reddit rabbit hole the other night, and it was more of a photography Reddit rabbit hole, but it's all the same shit, right? It's people glorifying certain cameras because they think it gives them some special sauce, some special magic sauce. And I don't know, dude, guys, I fucked with a lot of those cameras that supposedly have the special magic sauce. I don't know, like, I don't think that's true. Like, I'm just not into that. Like, I used to be into it. I used to think like, yeah, it's the sensor, man. It's going to be different. It's going to be organic. And people chase certain sensors and all this shit. I don't believe that anymore, dude. Maybe it's because I'm getting too old. I just want the tool that makes my life easy. Give me the tool that makes my life easy, man. And honestly, if now we're getting down that rabbit hole, it wouldn't be either of these. It just wouldn't be. These don't make my life easy. None of these cameras make my life easy. They just don't. They don't. Therefore, I don't know if I want it. Certainly don't know if I want to spend $3,000 on it. Hell no. Hell no. No, dude. No way. But if I had to choose with a gun to my, oh man, I'm going to get flagged for that. If I had to choose with something to my head, it's gone now. Good riddance. It would be the Lumix. Anyways, holy shit, that was a funny one. The Godox TP2R are fantastic. He tested them against an Astera 4-foot. What is it? Oh, the Godox ones? You like the Godox tubes, huh? Nah, when it comes to tubes, I don't know, man. I'm pretty convinced that, oh, I see. This is like their rainbow light, basically. They copied the rainbow. They copied the rainbow. Nah, bro, I don't want that shit, dude. Nah, I want the real deal, bro. Here's the thing. I talked all that shit about airy loyalists earlier, but I am a little bit of a tube loyalist. I just am. And the Quasars and the Asteras, I'm loyal to them, and I know it sucks, but it just is the way it is. I've worked with too many cheap-ass tube lights, bro. It's like, oh, God, dude. Let's see. You think the Godox holds up better than an Astera tube? Hell no. I don't agree. I can tell just by looking at it. I'm just over here talking shit. Oh, no. Oh, dude, the guy that, I think the key grip on the casino, when I was in Vegas, damn, I should have hit Machado when I was in Vegas last month. Or no, that was April. It was like 3 months ago. Anyways, I was the B-cam op on a Vegas commercial, and the key grip showed up with some of these Godox tubes. I remember now because it was white on the back. And he lied. He said he was gonna bring Titan tubes or something. I don't know if he lied. Maybe in my head I just thought he was talking about Titan tubes. It was just funny. He showed up with Godox, but I do remember seeing it white, and I'm like, damn, they totally copied Asteris. They totally copied him. Probably the only benefit of the Godox is that they actually use quarter 20s because they're not from Australia. That's the only thing I hate about the Astera tubes. They got a little tiny 3/8, and it's so much weaker than a quarter 20. I'm like, or not the 3/8. The 3/8 is a thick one. It's an M5 or something. It's a metric thing. They got a little tiny metric thing. It's smaller than a quarter 20. I'm like, dude, why did you guys do this? But I get it. They're in Australia, but it's just thinner. It gets broken off sometimes. Anyways, GVM beat, yeah, dude, the GVMs. I mean, they've been sending me their stuff just for me to check it out. I don't get the cool stuff, but I'm telling you, this light is very cool. For all the GVM lights that I've been testing and stuff, this 650C is very, very cool. I will say that. Quasar Science is on the way out. Yeah, I know. They've been on the way out. Hey, it's hard when you're mom and pop. That's why you got to show them some love, dude. That's why you got to keep supporting them. You got to keep supporting your local shops, bro. Rainbow tube light. I remember when gaffers were manly men. Not anymore. Now they wear tutus. And they got the shorty shorts, the jorts. They got the jorts that come up above the knee. Yeah, bro. New Balance with fucking mid shin high socks. Yeah, brother. With the man purse. Start adding cameras to your list now. I know, dude. It is for that specific scene when the talent is against a rainbow. I guess you have to create a trash tier. Yeah, I don't know. I think you have to pay money to add more trash. It was gonna be the D tier. Wow, I haven't heard the name Kino Flow for 10 years. Dude, the Kino Flows were badass. Dude, in 2017, that was all I wanted to get. Because they were cheap in 2017. I was like, that's what I can get as starting out. And I did. I got the Divas. You guys remember the Divas? Dude, the Divas are no joke. Kino Flow Divas, man. They were like the original beautiful lights. And it was cool because it was the little skinny tubes. I don't know, man. I did a video on these. Dude, this is funny, man. I used to rock these. I had 2 or 3 of these Kino Divas. Yeah, dude, I lit a feature film with these things. And the only reason I know about Kinos is because John Schweigart, he's probably long gone now, but John Schweigart used to have all Kinos. And he was the first DP that I worked with as a director, right? So like I said, he shot my first 2 films that I directed, the short films, and he had Kinos. And I was like, okay, those are the lights to get. Low key, man. Blackmagic is a weird form factor. They're just easier to use. Yeah, I don't know. Man, they're just a pain in the ass to use. They're so lightweight, too. They're too light. I want to try the new sensor in the Pixis form if they ever came. Yeah, the new RGBW sensor is going to be gnarly. Not a single company makes a camera for us. No, I know. No. What are you talking about? The FX6. Here I go, man. There is a camera that solves all of my problems, and it's this bad boy right here. How many you want? Let's load them up, boys. Look, you got a renewed one. A renewed one? No. I would never buy something renewed from Amazon. Too sketchy, dude. A renewed item from Amazon? Way too sketch. Who was the gaffer? Oh, on the Vegas job? Oh, no, we brought our own gaffer. It was, oh man, he's going to kill me now. John Gardner. John Gardner was our gaffer. And our DP was Robert Swanson. And I was the B-cam op. Yeah, John Gardner. So him and I and the DP, we came from Vegas, or we came from LA to Vegas. But it was the key grip. It was the key grip that showed up with the Godox tube. He was cool. I still have my S1H. Love it. It cured my gas. I'm sure it did. All right, Gracie's freaking out. We got to start wrapping this up. Lumix and Blackmagic are totally different shooting experiences. I 100% agree. They are on par. They have better saturation than the Asteras. What does? I'm getting too far behind. Kino Flow are kind of the first. Exactly. All the tube companies, that's exactly what they were emulating. It was Quasar. I think Quasar Science were the first ones to do the tube lights. If I'm not mistaken, I think Quasar invented the tube light with their original ones. Because when they first came out, they were made to go inside of the Kino Flow coffins. Like you could literally take out the 4-foot fluorescent tube and put the Quasar in its place. And people used to do that. And they weren't battery powered. You had to run cables to them. And it was just like, I don't know why that was better. I guess so the bulbs don't break or something. Here he says, in 2017, I retrofitted a Kino with Quasar's X-Fades and it felt revolutionary at the time. Yeah, see? Yeah, and that was that time because 2017 is when I first started shooting myself. And yeah, that would have been that time, dude. Yeah, and that was cool to do back then. That was rad. Yeah, dude, he said it was revolutionary. It was, though. Justin, when is your next gig? Pfft, I don't know, dude. You tell me, bro. I don't know, man. I've had so many jobs cancel. That's like bad karma, right? I probably did that to myself. I put out too much bad karma in the universe trying to defend myself. Just little poor me trying to defend myself, and I put all this bad juju juice in the universe. So yeah, I don't know. There's been a couple, well, you know how it is. It's the narrative stuff, man. I do a lot of DIY narrative stuff, and it ebbs and flows, you know? And no corporate jobs even though either. But I've been submitting for shit, dude, but it's been slow for me, bro. It's been slow. That's why I've been doing all these live streams, obviously. It's been slow, bro. They still have the divas at my public access studio. Ranger 7, you're shooting news, dude. That's badass. Lost in Translation was shot with Kinos. 100%. Tons of shit was shot with Kino flows. Tons of shit was shot with Kino flows. 750 Lico. Yes, dude. The Lico lights. All right, we'll end it with this. The Lico light, no joke. Well, now Lico is also making LEDs, though. Man, there are actual. So this company does make them in LED. Am I making that up? I could have swore this was a thing. I thought one of these companies actually started making these LED, but maybe I'm making that up. Yeah, 100%, dude. This is why, one of the reasons why I love when I do work on jobs that have a bigger budget for a real gaffer. Man, David Goodman, I always get David Goodman because he's got so many of these in the van and we use all of them, bro. I don't know if we use all of them, but we use a lot of them. These are the best lights. I still love these lights. But now the equivalent is like, can you get just the spotlight mount for like your 600s or whatever? Like, it's kind of close. It's not going to be the same output, though. It's not going to be the same output. These things have some pretty big output. But again, they're huge. They're heavy. But these lights are pretty badass. I think I got to put these on the A tier because I think these things still reign supreme. They're a little bit of a pain in the ass, though. They are a pain in the ass, but they are pretty superior lights. You know what I mean? He loves the Sony cult. You bought Renewed on Amazon. It was fine. Dude, you are brave, bro. You are brave. They say we have to love all the universe unconditionally. Yeah, we do have to do that, guys. Just remember that. Just remember to love the world. I think they have a company that converts Source 4s. Yeah, I could have swore there was someone making LED Source 4s. I got some hire me to gaff. You got some? You got some, Lico? He said hire me to gaff. Oh, yeah, because Scott Stevenson, you're in LA, right? It was like OC or something where you are? Yeah, dude. Well, I don't know, man. It's been pretty dry. And most of the jobs that I am able to scrap up, they don't have the job. They don't have the budget for a gaffer, dude. I bought new on Amazon and it was used. That's a good place to end it right there. He bought new on Amazon and it was used. That's hilarious. Okay, guys, way too long. We got another 2.5 hour one. Wow, that one spruced up fairly quickly. I thought that was going to be a bomb, but we did good. Thank you guys for stopping in. Hit that like button so people can check this out during the week if they weren't able to Sunday night. We did it. We were nice and chill. Well, other than the IMDb rant. Besides the IMDb rant, I think we had a good evening.